Hello.
Hello.
Now, I'll probably cut this whole part out, but
Okay.
maybe I won't. Who knows?
Maybe it will, maybe it will. I didn't cut out the part where you thought human consumption was cannibalism.
I hope you didn't cut out the part where I was like totally like was like talking shit about lightning and thunder.
I don't think I did.
It's a whole like thing. Oh my God. But yeah, this is gonna be our video for our podcast. Um, Campfire Horror Stories.
Good job.
The name.
Good
Um,
job.
but mostly we'll use this YouTube channel for our reactions of horror movies. So that'll be coming up next time.
How's it going, Ieva?
Oh.
Just a big
Yeah, just a
sigh.
big sigh. It's going fine. I guess we're gonna like what we did during this like week or weekend for
hmm
horror movies, right?
Yeah,
Or anything?
any horror movie, horror show, horror news.
Well, I think at some point I watched Thrash on Netflix. And it was
Thrash.
not trash. I actually really liked it.
Okay.
Um, it was a shark movie where like a small town, maybe in Florida, no, maybe North Carolina, I forgot where, but it got flooded from a hurricane. Um, and suddenly there's sharks floating around, and like they're like attacking people. It was a great, wholesome movie. I liked it.
Wholesome movie.
Another horror movie I watched this weekend was Mortuary Assistant on Shudder,
Ooh.
and that sucked.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was very disappointed, and Scott was even like, "Wow, this is the first time I've heard you say you don't like a movie."
That's
So,
very rare for you not. It must really be bad for you not to like it.
yeah, it was pretty bad. I like Yeah, it's because I knew the reviews were bad. I still had some higher expectations. I was like, I like the game. I like watching the game play through.
Mm.
And the whole time I was confused because it felt like the editing team or whoever did it kept like cutting 10-minute chunks out of scenes. And I was like, how did you get here? What's happening here? And I was like, am I skipping the thing? So Scott watched the second half with me and he agreed. He was like, yeah, it does feel like there's like parts missing.
Okay, so it's
So
not just you.
so it's not just me, but I guess it's the editing choice or whatever, filming choice.
The
Um,
artistic
the
choice.
artistic choice. I didn't care for it, but it's very funny. So, if you want to watch it and not be scared and just laugh at it, excellent movie for you. But I was sad because it's demonic, and I love demonic stuff. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
How about you?
The only thing I watched horror movie wise is a future episode. So I'm not gonna talk about it quick.
Oh, yeah, because you had
Because
to
I'm
make the
making the script.
summary.
Yeah. So you will all y'all will we'll get it eventually. But I am quite stoked about this episode because like
Hmm.
I mentioned the last time, this is probably the most like infamous campy movie. So I'm excited to tell you about it.
I'm very, very excited.
Grab a drink, grab a snack. We're in
It's gonna be a
for
long one.
it's gonna be a long one. But I'm stoked because it's gonna be really fun and I know Yeva's gonna have a lot of things to say. So
Yes, I will. I'm positive about it. I love interrupting and making comments.
yes, you do. So Sleepaway Camp is a 1983 American slasher film written and directed by Robert Hiltzik, who did this movie in addition to one of the sequels, Return to Sleepaway Camp. So it's got a few
Oh,
sequels.
it
It
does.
does.
Are they also as good or no?
I've never watched them. I've
Oh,
only watched the OG.
so maybe we'll have to do that for our reaction channel.
Maybe. Yeah. This movie was met by largely unfavorable reviews from critics, many of whom called it exploitative and derivative of such films as Friday the 13th. A lot of these campy movies get compared to Friday the 13th. And notice, like The Birding did too.
The Friday the 13th, I don't think was that campy.
It,
They were
it, it
camp.
wasn't. It wasn't very camp.
They were at a camp,
They
but
were at a camp and there were some moments, but I don't think it's considered, I wouldn't call it like a
I
campy.
consider it a slasher movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess if this one's considered slasher also, is this one
No,
considered?
this is camp.
Oh,
This is
then
definitely
yeah.
camp.
Yeah.
Um, However, Sleepaway Camp, like most movies we're talking about, has since developed a cult following as well as notoriety for its twist ending, which has been named as one of the most shocking and unforgettable in cinematic history.
Twist ending?
Yeah.
Like the, oh my God, it's not him, it's his mom, right?
From Friday the 13th. It's not Jason, it's Mrs. Voorhees. Oh boy. Okay. The movie opens on the title card immediately, Sleepaway Camp,
Hmm.
suspenseful music playing already. We're at a camp by a lake, very classic slasher movie setting. It's beautiful. Trees are all different colors of green, orange, and brown. The camera's just panning through the camp, showing us the bunks, the basketball courts, just going through. We hear campers talking and laughing in the background as the music continues to play. We then see a sign that says Camp Arawak, and there's a for sale sign on it.
Hmm.
The screen fades to black, and then we're back by the lake, and we see a man with two kids in life jackets sitting on a boat. The two kiddos are arguing with each other, the whole you started it, no, you started it, did not, did too, that kind of thing.
Oh, yes.
hmm
Yeah.
And their names are Angela and Peter. They look to be about 7 years old, I would guess. And their dad, John, who is lying on the boat next to them, tells them to settle down, stop fighting.
Oh, they're gonna all die. I'm so excited. Well, it's the beginning of a movie,
It's true.
and
It's
kids
true.
are annoying.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. In the background, we see another group on the lake and they're wakeboarding. And Peter's like, whoa, that looks so neat. Like, can I try it, Daddy? And
What's wakeboarding?
wakeboarding is when you're driving a boat and then someone, like, there's like a rope from behind and they're like in the
Oh,
water.
oh,
They're
oh,
like
yeah, okay, okay.
surfing in the water, but they're like attached to the
Yeah,
boat.
nice.
Um, John tells him like maybe in a couple of years if they ever get a motorboat. But Angela suggests that they go to camp one summer and that she's sure that they'll show him how to wakeboard at camp.
Oh, yeah.
John looks a little hesitant. Like in my mind, I was like, maybe he knows the camp is for sale. So he's like, we'll see. We don't know.
Yeah.
Um, we join our group that's wakeboarding, and so we've got Craig who is driving the boat, and he's wearing a sleeveless tank top that says lifeguard on it. So he
Okay.
works there.
Yeah. Okay.
Why is that funny?
Is it just I can just imagine just like because I was imagining a person who just bought like one of those lifeguard
Um,
shirts and pretending to be a lifeguard, but I
yeah.
guess if this is a lifeguard, it's a lifeguard.
No, Craig is a lifeguard,
Okay,
and
okay.
Marianne is sitting in the boat next to Craig, and then Delore is behind the boat wakeboarding.
Okay.
Okay, and it's unimportant for you to remember these names.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna thank you.
Marianne calls out, hang in there, Delore, like you're doing great. And Delore just looks terrified and just yells back, like, can we stop now?
Oh,
But
okay.
they don't. Marianne just smiles, like she's like getting pleasure from Delore being so scared. It reminds me of you. Um, she turns to Craig, asking if she can drive the boat. And Craig is like, come on, Marianne, like, I can't do that. Marianne tells him not to be such a stiff. She knows how to drive these things. Her old man has a boat like this, but twice as big.
Oh my God, her friend doesn't even want to be
I know.
doing that.
I know, poor Delore. Craig is like, yeah, and is your old man gonna give me a job if when I get fired if
Yeah,
like I let you drive?
that's true. Yeah.
We cut back to our little family standing on their boat. The kids walk up to where their dad is standing and they like put their hands on his back, but when he turns around, the boat like tips over. It's just
Oh, so
for
they're,
camp.
oh, it's because they're like right next to him. Okay, I
Yeah.
got it. That's kind of funny.
And they all fall into the water, but they're all laughing, and John's like, "Oh, you think it's funny, huh? Like you little schemers." Um, the little schemers is funny.
Oh, the death I'm so excited
Oh
for.
my God.
Can't wait.
What did these people do to you?
Nothing. They're too happy. I guess that's what's going on. They're too happy, and this is a horror movie.
We jump back to Craig and Marianne, who's finally beaten Craig down. They switch seats, so now Marianne is driving the
Oh my God.
motorboat.
Okay.
John and the
Are
kids,
they gonna run over the family?
John and the kids are still bobbing in the water next to their upside down boat when a man on the dock shouts for John, telling them like, "We gotta go." This is Lenny. He's John's boyfriend.
Oh,
hmm
nice.
And he's telling John that the doc is going to be here soon. John turns to the kids and tells them, like, we gotta go because Dr. Thomas is on her way up. And Angela's like, oh, Aunt Martha is coming? And Peter's like, oh, is Ricky coming too? But John replies that Ricky's spending the weekend with his father. So the doctor that's coming up is their aunt, Martha.
Oh, okay. I'm Nikki. So,
And Ricky's their cousin.
okay, got it. Okay.
We jump back to our wakeboarding group. Marianne is yelling at Delore, telling her to straighten up because she's like hunched over because she's so scared. Or I feel so bad for
I can just
Delore.
imagine Delore. I feel the same
It's just so
way.
bad for Delore. John and the kiddos are still in the water, and Delore notices that they're heading right towards
Oh
them.
my God, I fucking knew it.
So she starts screaming, like, turn the boat. And Marianne and Craig are not even like looking at what they're going. They're just looking back at her, and neither of them like are understanding what she's saying.
Oh my God, this is it. I can't, this lake isn't even that big.
No. And John and the kids are still bobbing in the water when John finally notices the motorboat headed right for them.
How big is this lake?
It's not that big.
Like that you finally, I'm always aware where boats are if I'm out somewhere.
Well, he wasn't paying attention, but now he is. Because and Dolores still screaming, "There's a boat!" And Craig finally looks at where they're going and cries like, "Holy shit, turn the wheel!" And he tries to take the wheel from Marianne. Dolores still screaming that they're gonna hit them, and John is trying unsuccessfully to like move the kids out of the
Oh my
way.
God. Okay, now this is turning out horrible.
It's too late though, and the motorboat runs them over. Lenny, who is standing on the shore, just like whispers, John, because John was like his boyfriend,
Oh yeah.
And Marianne and Craig are looking
He doesn't
back.
give a shit about the kid.
No, who cares about the kids? He just says John. Dolores in the water now, and she's screaming. Oh, this part's so funny. Just the we know camp, the overacting,
Yeah.
but she's just screaming. She's like, "Oh my God, somebody help those people. Get in the water. Get them onto the boat, please. Oh my God, we just hit them both." And she's like hysterical.
Hit them both?
Yeah.
You mean all three?
So we see John floating face down in the lake, and
Uh-huh.
we see one of the kids' life jacket is all torn up and floating next to them.
Oh, but one of them might be alive.
But we do see that one of the kids looks like they're okay.
Which one?
We don't know yet.
Oh,
The screen fades to black, and as Delore is still like screaming
screaming.
hysterically.
Oh my God, is it the kid that kills people? They finally go to camp. That's gonna be the boy. We'll see. We'll see. That's my guess. That's my guess for the twist. I always hate when they say there's a twist
Yeah,
because it's
because
like,
then you're like looking.
yeah, you're looking for the twist, but
Yeah,
it's
but
okay because I'm gonna get spoiled in the next few
exactly,
hours.
exactly. Um, we open on a beautiful brick home. This is 8 years later.
Okay.
And inside the house, a woman is calling up the stairs saying, "Hurry, sweeties, we don't want to be late for the bus." Okay, so I do have to tell you, the you're about to find out it's Angela is the one who survived.
Oh, the girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the actress who plays Angela, who is now older, she's actually the actress who is in the second Terrifier movie when she's like the principal of the school. So when those kids were
Oh.
like Jonathan, come look at the dead raccoons looking at all the maggots, and you hear her go, "What's going on over there?"
Yeah,
Do
let
you
me look.
remember?
I can't remember how she looked like, but I'm gonna look it up right
Don't
now.
look at it because you might get
No,
spoiled.
I'm putting Terrifier 2 Principal.
Okay. Well, I saw a post that she says if they make a sleepaway camp, um,
This one?
yeah, it's
Okay.
her.
Oh, okay, okay.
If they make a sleepaway camp like remake, she wants to play Aunt Martha because like she's super eccentric and like
Oh, okay.
no, she wants to do her justice
Okay, got it.
because in this scene you will see Aunt Martha is like a little eccentric.
Oh,
So
okay. And the sweeties are Angela and Ricky,
and
probably.
Ricky.
Okay.
So she talks to herself for a second, saying, and I'll try to imitate her. She, goodness, no, that won't do at all. Like when she like looks out into like the distance when she talks to herself.
Is she like, does she have premonitions?
I don't think so.
Oh, 'cause that would make more sense because she's like, oh my God, okay.
She's just very eccentric, but she's very pretty, bright red nails, bright red lipstick. She's wearing like a red French beret in her
And
head, in
she's a
her
doctor.
she's a doctor. She calls again, Richard, Angela.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. And we see two teens walking down the stairs. Angela's the one that survived the boat crash, and the woman is Aunt Martha. She hands them a brown paper bag and tells them that she packed them some goodies for their drive up to camp. She then asks, wasn't that nice of me? Hmm?
Oh my God.
Ricky, who is Angela's cousin, and Martha's son pulls out an apple and like looks at it, asking like, any chips? Which is
Oh, that's kind of funny.
real. Yeah. And Martha answers, why, of course. I believe there's a whole bag.
Okay, I'm getting. I'd be like, can you not, please?
I'm doing a really good job at creeping
Well,
Ieva
yeah,
out.
I'm like, I'm getting scared by this
But then
character.
she puts her hand on her chin again and talks to herself, saying, I'm almost sure of it.
Okay, yeah, she's fucking weird.
She then walks up to Angela, stroking her cheeks and hair in like a motherly way and saying, Angela, isn't there anything special my little girl would care for? Hmm? Angela doesn't say a word, but Ricky jumps in, telling his mom that it's getting late and they gotta go. And Martha turns to him and says, well, of course you do, dear. We wouldn't want them to leave without us. She then turns to look straight, puts her hands on her
Oh
chin, and
my
talks to her,
God.
saying, no, no, I'm afraid that wouldn't do. And then she like snaps out of it and smiles, tells Ricky and Angela, like, let's be on our way.
There's something wrong with her? Like, I don't. She sounds so weird. I thought she'd be a good eccentric. This sounds just bad eccentric. Is she the killer? Oh my God. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised.
Ricky and Angela grab their bags and then turn back to Martha, who's just gazing at them, chin on her hand.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
I can't wait for you to watch it.
Oh.
Ricky just asks, like, now what? And Martha replies in this almost like forlorn tone, I believe that I've forgotten something.
Oh my God.
Now, what can it be?
She just die.
Wow, I never met someone who hated Aunt Martha so much.
Okay, well, you're doing too good of a job, I guess.
Ugh,
I'm just like,
I should
oh,
be an actress.
oh my God, this person's annoying me.
Ricky just looks exasperated. Exasperated, my God, that word. Like this is something that he deals with on a regular basis.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that
makes
he
sense.
does. Martha then gasped happily, saying, oh, I remember what it is. I knew I would forget. I just kept reminding myself. In fact, I tied a string around my finger so I wouldn't forget.
Oh my God.
She
Is
lifts
she
her
Dr. Seuss?
She lifts her hand up to reveal a red string wrapped around her pointer finger. She continues, and I didn't. You can never be too careful. And she's just like gazing at her hand while she says this. And Ricky impatiently asks, like, well, what is it
Oh my
already?
God. I'd lose so much patience.
Martha looks blank for another few seconds before lighting up again and saying, oh, just a moment. I'll be right back. She then quickly walks out of the room. And Ricky just turns to Angela and says, "Good old mom's at it again." Martha runs back over holding a piece of paper that she hands to Ricky, saying, "Wasn't I so nice for filling those out for you?"
Oh my God.
And
Oh, she's so annoying.
Ricky asks her what they are, and Martha responds, "Why, they're your physicals, of course. We can't go to camp without our physicals now, can we?" Martha then reminds Ricky and Angela not to tell anyone where they got them, and then she looks off, hand to her chin, and says, "Oh no, I'm afraid they wouldn't approve of that at all."
What?
She turns back to the kid and smiles, continuing, "Even though they know that I am a doctor." She then kisses and hugs them both goodbye, and as they leave, she calls out, "Take good care of my little girl, Richard." And then that's all you get for Aunt Martha.
Thank God. He
So,
was, you know what? I probably wouldn't have been as annoyed if she didn't say, "Wasn't that nice of me? How about I stab you?" I'm gonna start doing that to people if I want them to hate me.
wasn't
Wasn't
that,
that
you have
nice
to
of
add
me?
the,
Hmm. Wasn't that nice of me to bring my own water? Hmm. Fucking stupid. It's okay.
yeah, but don't worry, no more Aunt
Oh,
Martha.
thank God.
But I would love to see the actress who played Angela do that role. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, that would probably would be great. Yeah. That's a funny
It would be a
character.
fun
Yeah,
character to
yeah.
do. Yeah. We then cut to all the school buses arriving at camp, and the kids are just running towards the camp as they get off the bus. Like, I was laughing because these kids are just sprinting.
They're like, yeah.
Yeah, but they're like running.
How old are they?
Like all ages, like younger and then
Oh,
teens.
okay,
Like
okay,
it's
okay.
like a camp, and there are these two male camp counselors. One is wearing these very itty bitty shorts, like very itty bitty.
But are they appropriate for the times?
I mean, they're appropriate for the times, but I'm like, buddy,
Yeah.
damn. And he's holding a clipboard, and the other one's a bit older, and they're both like trying to shout instructions to the kids that are just zooming by them.
I love it. I
It's
love it.
really fun.
That's so funny.
Um, and then we see a group of guys standing to the side, and they're all wearing aprons.
Oh,
So they're like the kitchen staff, but this is
cool.
where it gets a little um, like this has not aged well, and it's really like gross. One of them says, "Look at all that young, fresh chicken. Where I come from, we call them baldies. Makes your mouth water, don't
Ew.
it?" So, and he's just staring at the kids that
That's
are
actually
running by.
really
It's
gross.
disgusting. Another one of the guys standing there is like, "Artie, they're too young to even understand what's on your mind." But he's laughing as he says it. Like they think it's funny. And Artie replies, like, "Ben, good buddy, there ain't any such thing as being too young.
Okay.
You're just too old." So Artie's a fucking creep.
Yeah.
And so is Ben, because he just starts laughing.
Instead of being like, "Shut the fuck up, it's telling you
Right.
should get
And
fired."
just like
Yeah.
making this like, "Oh, you" gesture, like, "Ah, already at it again." Like it's
Okay, yeah.
so
Very,
gross.
very uh they're very bad.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
And the kids are all running, and Artie's just staring creepily at them, and he's like chewing on this like it's not a toothpick, but it's like a weed. Like he's like chewing on
Like
it.
a straw.
It's not a straw either. Like I'm not sure what it is, but he's like,
Wheat kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
like a
like a
wheat
wheat
kind of
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
And he's like chewing on it, and then he's like licking it.
Yeah.
And it's like
Oh my God, he's gonna die, right?
it's so gross. What do you think?
Yes, he's for sure gonna die. Wait, quick question.
Yes.
Any animals in this?
No.
Perfect.
I don't think so. Yeah, I would have remembered.
Thank you very much.
Yes, yes. Just really annoying people
Oh.
and pedophiles. So, we see Ricky and Angela among the campers. They're walking like normal people. They're not one of the ones zooming by.
Yeah.
One of the campers runs up behind Ricky and grabs him, saying, "Ah, Ricky, like, how you doing?" And Ricky's like, "Paul, great to see you." So this is Paul. They chat for a second before Ricky introduces Paul to his cousin Angela.
Okay.
Paul greets her, but Angela just looks down and doesn't say anything. Paul looks back at Ricky with like a confused look on his face, and Ricky explains, like, she's kind of shy, I guess, first time away from home and all that. Listen, I gotta take her down to the bunks, and I'll catch you down the hill, okay? Paul agrees and goes on his way before turning around and calling out, Hey, Rick, wait till you get a load of Judy. Man, oh man. And as he says man, oh man, he's doing the big boob gesture. He's
Oh
like,
my
man,
God.
oh man.
I'm like, I'm not a fan of kids talking like that, but okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Ricky gets all
Because it
excited.
happens, but I'm not a fan of it.
Yes, yes, just hold on tight to the fact that these are probably older kids, although they do kind of look like children. Like they're
Yeah,
not like
I'll hold on to the that they're at least talking like that to each other
right, right.
versus to adults and adults talking to them.
Yeah. Ricky turns to Angela and explains that he and Judy were steadies last summer and that they'll probably be in the same cabin. Like Angela and Judy will probably be in the same
Oh,
cabin.
okay.
Ricky and Angela are walking through the camp as Ricky is pointing things out to Angela, like these are the bunks, the mess hall, archery. And then he sees Judy, who is standing there talking to like these three guys.
Hmm.
Ricky calls out to her, calling out like, "How you doing?" And Judy turns around as if she's very annoyed and just responds like, "All right," before turning back around to continue her
Ah,
conversation.
so it wasn't a good ending.
One of the guys that she's talking to is like, "Who's the wimp?" And Judy just laughs because Ricky is pretty,
Okay.
it's pretty small, yeah. Petite in stature.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And then another one asks, like, "Oh, that's Ricky. Wasn't he the kid you were babysitting last year?" Ricky
Oh, okay, I get it.
Ricky looks really put out and tells Angela that I guess I'm not good enough for her anymore. And Ricky drops off Angela at her bunk and tells her that if she needs anything, he's in bunk 19. So, find him if she does.
I hope Rick and Angela survive.
Angela heads to the bunk and we see Judy waving goodbye to the guys she was talking to. Ricky approaches her, asking her who those guys were, and she replies that they were just some boys that she met today. Ricky asks her, like, weren't they a little old for you? And Judy replies, don't you know girls mature before boys? Which, yes, it's true. And
Mentally, maybe.
Ricky doesn't agree, saying that's bullshit and you know it. And Judy just brushes him off, saying she doesn't have time for his nonsense right now. And she just saunters away. Ricky looks pretty butthurt and just like calls her a bitch, like under his breath.
Yeah.
Which
Sounds like a bitch.
You just wait. You
Yeah.
just wait. We got some intense bullies in this movie.
Oh, well, you know what? As long as they all die,
Mhm,
that's pretty good.
mhm.
Pretty good, pretty good.
We cut to inside the bunk as Judy is walking in. There are other girls in there, and one of them starts talking. All right, ladies, let's hurry it up and unpack so we can get these trunks the hell out of here. By the way, for those of you who don't know, the name is Meg. Meg. She points to another girl saying, This here is Susie. You got any problems? This is the complaint department. Got it? Okay? Capiche? She is obnoxious. Judy is dumping the contents of her bag onto the bed, and two beds over, Angela is just sitting crisscross applesauce, just watching her.
Hmm.
Judy notices and asks, like, in a really snooty tone, like, what are you looking
Oh,
at?
fuck off, Judy. Oh my God. But I like that there's always a Susie in these.
Susie's actually nice.
But I mean like a Susie name.
Yeah, oh my God, the movie that I just finished watching
Also
last
Susan.
night, there's a Suzanne.
Oh, Susanna. Okay, yeah. I guess it
Yeah.
was a very common name.
Susie, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I was like, Chopping Mall had a
Yeah,
Susie.
yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about it. Yeah, yeah.
Angela doesn't say anything, and just continues to stare. Judy tries to go back to unpacking her thing, but turns back and sees Angela still staring. So she's like, What? Are you taking pictures? Quit it.
Fuck off.
Meg makes her way over to Judy while Susie heads over to Angela and says, You must be Angela. Remember, Ronnie spoke to us about her. Meg gets this like annoyed look on her face and leans towards Judy and says, Looks like we got a real winner here. I know. But like, yeah, I'm like, okay, Judy's a camper, so like fine, but Meg as like the camp counselor,
She's such
it's
a fucking bitch.
yeah.
What? Who's Ronnie?
So Ronnie Woolme is another camp counselor. Spoiler alert, he's the one with the itty bitty shorts.
Oh yeah, okay, okay,
That's
gotcha.
Ronnie.
Okay.
Yeah. And Ronnie's nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Ronnie. Judy scoffs, still looking at Angela, and replies like, "You ain't kidding." Meg and Judy are definitely giving mean girl vibes.
I hate them already.
Yeah, yeah. We cut to the mess hall where everyone's eating, and on the wall we see it says Camp Arawak. So
Yeah,
it
I thought it's
is.
sold, but I guess maybe somebody bought and kept the name or something. Yeah.
So it is the camp from the beginning that's for sale. We see the table where Angela's sitting and her face is down as usual. Like she's always looking down.
Oh man, I hope she got some therapy.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, there we go.
This
That's
movie
actually
came out in like the early 80s, so like I don't know.
seeing your brother and dad die in front of you, that's
Uh-huh.
pretty rough.
It's really rough. Judy's sitting next to her looking and kind of like smirking.
Sorry.
Meg, yeah, you're really not gonna like Judy. Meg and the guy from the beginning with the itty bitty shorts, and he's wearing even shorter shorts now.
Oh my God, that's so
It's
funny.
like take a shot every time
It's
we
like,
see Ronnie in short shorts.
God, that's gonna be so good.
We should make drinking games of
Yeah, we
this.
should. That's be funny. Maybe for one of our reaction videos.
Totally. They walk over to the table and Meg says, "See what I mean, Ronnie? She hasn't even touched it." Um, Ronnie squats down next to Angela and says, "Angela, Meg tells me you haven't eaten much since you've been here. Is that true?" Ronnie actually sounds really kind and like he like
Yeah,
cares.
he's like asking because he's concerned.
Exactly. So, Angela just looks at him and doesn't say anything, and Meg's like, "You won't get a peep out of this one. She hasn't said a word in 3 days."
3 days?
I guess it's been 3 days since they arrived.
Holy shit. And she hasn't eaten?
She hasn't said a word in 3 days. I don't know if she's probably like nibbled at her
Yeah, I
food.
hope so.
Ronnie looks back at Angela and says, "Tell you what, how about if you and me take a walk into the kitchen and see if we can find something you like? That sound okay?" He tells the other girls that he's going to take her to see Artie. Ooh, and she'll be all right.
I'm not happy with Artie.
Yeah. That she's probably homesick is all. And he takes Angela's hand and leads her away. And Meg sits down and says, "He's starting to spoil the little brat already."
Fuck off.
Meg
Okay,
is
do you
jealous.
know that her brother died at this camp? Why is she even here? Like, like, how about you pick a different camp, maybe? I don't know.
You would think, but that Aunt Martha, you know?
Fucking bitch. Oh, Martha. Oh my God. Okay.
Ronnie and Angela go to the kitchen and find Artie. And I have no idea why, because Artie's a fucking perv. And he's drinking a beer, like, while he's working.
That is so bad. It's okay. Artie's gonna die at some point. But still bad.
Still bad. Ronnie introduces them, and we find out that Artie is the head chef. Artie bends down and puts his face like right in front of Angela, whose eyes have now gone like really wide. And he's like, "Well, hello there, Angela." And Ronnie comments that she's not very talkative or much of a fan of his cooking, but he says that personally.
That's funny.
He then asks Artie if he could find something for her, something like ice cream or something like that that she can
Yeah.
eat. And Ben comes into the room. Ben is another. Have we met Ben?
I don't know.
Have I talked about
I
Ben?
don't think so.
Okay. Well, I think Ben's another counselor, and he comes into the room
Is he the
telling.
older one?
No.
Okay.
He comes into the room telling Ronnie that there's a phone call for him and Mel. So Mel is the older one who's the camp owner.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
He tells Artie to see what he can do before leaving Angela alone with Artie to take the phone call. And Artie's like, "No problem. I'll find something she likes." And he puts his arm around Angela and tells her that they can go find something interesting in the walk-in.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm at least hoping that he's not being a he's a creep, but hopefully he's like not a creep to her. But I guess let's see.
He gets close to her face again and says, "You never know what you can find in there." And he guides her away as ominous music starts to play.
Okay, I feel like they were just setting it up too much. He's not gonna do shit. Oh my God.
We jump to Ricky, who's walking through the mess hall, and he approaches Meg and asks where his cousin is. Meg tells him that Ronnie took her to the kitchen, and Ricky then asks Meg if Angela ate anything. And Meg's like, "What do you think? What's her problem anyway? She don't eat, she don't talk, she don't do anything." Ricky tells Meg to leave her alone and that Angela is just quiet. As Ricky walks away, Meg says, "If she were any quieter, she'd be dead."
Oh, fuck
And
you.
all the good girls at the table just giggle.
What mean
I
girls.
know. We then cut to the walk-in food pantry where we see Artie shut the door before turning to Angela and asking her if she sees anything that she likes. Angela just stares at him.
Oh my God, this is so bad.
Artie continues, saying that he can help her decide. He then walks towards her, saying, "You sure are a sweet-looking little cupcake, ain't you?"
Why are you telling me this? Why are we doing this?
Angela,
Oh,
Angela just backs away from him.
oh, what a fucking creeper.
And Artie continues, "Yeah, think I got something you're gonna like real good." And he starts to unbuckle his belt and unzip his pants.
Well, you know what? I was really this is this is like a nightmare.
Hmm.
I was literally thinking, no, they're just setting it up and he's gonna be like, oh, here's all this like candy that I stole or something. Oh my God, this is why I'd be so gullible.
Hmm.
Oh, I definitely didn't think about that it would actually happen. Okay.
He just,
Did
yeah.
she stab him? Stab his dick?
Right in that moment, though, the door of the walk-in opens and Ricky walks in. He sees Artie trying to refasten his pants and rebuckle his belt, and he screams like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah, fuck you, dude. Wait, who's screaming? Hey, what are you doing?
Ricky.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I thought Alfie or whatever was like Artie was like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, no, bitch, I opened the door. What are you doing? Okay, yeah, sorry.
Well, Artie's pretty big.
Yeah.
So he shoves Ricky really hard against the wall and yells like right in his face. "Keep your mouth shut, you hear me? You didn't see nothing. Got it? Nothing."
Oh my God, this guy is so horrible. This is such a nightmare.
As he slams Ricky's back like against the wall again. And Ricky's like, "Sure, whatever you want." Because again, like Artie's a really big dude.
No,
And
this is a horrible nightmare. Wow.
Ricky's a fucking twig. So Artie tells him to get the hell out of here, shoving him away. And Ricky grabs Angela's hand and they just book it out of there. While Artie like punches one of the shelves. Like he's pissed. I know. I know.
Did he just die already? When is the death happening?
Will you let me continue?
Okay.
And then we'll get to the death. Ricky and Angela are running out of the kitchen when they pass Mel, who's like, "What's going on?" But they just keep running. Artie comes into the kitchen and Mel asks him, like, "What was that all about?" And Artie just says, "Guess I scared him." Mel looks in the directions the kids ran and is just like, "I guess so." And then he puts a cigar in his mouth and looks at Artie suspiciously.
Fuck you, Mel. You should know better. Though he should. He's the one that fucking hired
I
him.
know, I know. It's later that day. Ben is husking corn. Oh, Ben is the other chef, the one who works in the kitchen, the one who's like, "Oh, you," instead of being like, "Dude, Artie, you're fucking
Okay, yeah.
disgusting."
Okay,
That's
got
who
it.
Ben is.
That's who Ben is. Okay.
I
I totally forgot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's in the kitchen, he's husking corn, and he asks Artie to check on the water. Artie replies that the water better be done. It's been on for half hour. He then reaches to take the lid off of the water, which is in this like huge like tank,
Mm-hmm.
and proceeds to burn the shit out of himself. It's really funny.
What do you mean? Like the steam?
He grabs it with like his hand and
Oh,
like burns
fucking
himself.
stupid. Okay, I love it.
He tells Ben, "Give me that goddamn chair." And Ben quickly gets off the chair he was sitting on and is like, "All yours, my good man." Like, Artie's like pretty intimidating too. I think everyone's scared of him.
I hate Artie.
Artie stands on the chair and this time is using a rag and takes the lid off of the water to check it because he's standing on the chair so he can like look over because the
Hmm.
tank is really big. Um, and he determines that they still have a few minutes. Artie tells Ben that he's gonna throw the corn in before dinner, so Ben tells him see you later before leaving.
Okay.
Artie gets back up on the chair to add salt to the water when he realizes the salt is empty. He throws it to the floor in frustration and goes to find more
What
salt.
a little bitch.
He's such a little bit.
Oh my God.
We then get a POV shot of someone watching him from the corner as he goes into the walk-in. Ominous music starts to play as this person walks towards the pile of corn and the boiling water. We hear them whistle to themselves as they look around before they hide under the table. Artie walks in, talking to himself, asking like if it's boiling yet. Once he sees that it is, he says, "Atta girl." I know, I just wrote puke in my script.
Yes. Yes.
He's adding salt to the water when our guy, who we don't know who it is, slowly comes out from under the table and approaches him from
I'm
behind.
just gonna imagine it's Ashley. Makes me really happy about that.
Who's Ashley?
I'm just gonna imagine it's Angela. Okay, I was close enough.
I
They both
I
start
thought
with
you
an
meant Judy. I was like, does she mean Judy?
A. No,
Okay, Angela.
yeah,
You
Angela.
want it
I'm
to be
hoping this
Angela.
little girl and she's gonna fucking kill everybody, and that'll make me so happy.
We get a nice shot of Artie's disgusting ass when whoever it is, our guy, pushes him
Do
forward.
you see like how big that person is?
No.
Okay, so it's Angela.
Artie manages to catch himself and yells out, "Motherfucker, you could have killed me. Now get the hell over here and help me down." Our
Because
guy,
he's still in the chair,
he's
right?
on the chair and
Okay.
he was pushed forward, so now he's like balancing.
Whoa, okay.
Um, our guy, whoever he is, doesn't. I'm just gonna call him our guy.
Okay.
That's just what I call him
That's
or her. We
that's
don't know.
totally fine. Our guy.
Our guy doesn't
Angela.
help him down enough. Our guy, Angela. It doesn't help him, but grabs the leg of the chair and starts pulling it. Artie is like balancing by holding onto the shelf, so he's very unsteady and he starts screaming out, like, "What the hell are you
Because the
doing?"
shelf is right next to the
The boy,
pot. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. But our guy just pulls some more. Artie's screaming out threats before he's calling out for Ben to come help him. He's grasping onto the shelf for dear life to keep from falling.
Yes.
And our guy pulls the chair again, and Artie goes toppling to the floor, taking the giant vat of boiling water with him.
Oh, sweet justice is just so great. I was gonna say sweet justice is sweet, but I
Yes, it
mean
is. It is.
justice is sweet. I don't know what the sayings are, whatever. Okay.
We hear Artie scream before we see just his hands and forearms like reaching up, and he's covered in burns, like skin is
Oh,
melting
yes,
off.
yes.
And he is screaming as Ben runs in.
Okay, at least we know Ben is not the killer.
No, but Ben runs in and stares in horror. We see Artie's face, and it kind of looks like a cheese pizza, and blisters are popping, and it's like really gross. Yeah, skin is melting off,
I'm
and
like, oh my God.
you're welcome. You're
Ugh. Hopefully
welcome.
nobody's eating cheese
Hopefully
pizza right
nobody's
now.
eating cheese pizza right now because it looks like Artie's face. Ben is frozen in horror as Artie just screams and just fucking screams some more.
Oh my God.
It's like the end of fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre when Sally is just nonstop
Just don't stop
screaming.
screaming.
Like
Okay.
that's Artie
Oh,
just
that's
screaming.
wait, that's Artie screaming?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Artie's the one who got burned
Yeah, but why is he not dead yet?
because he just got really severely burned.
He's not dead?
Not dead.
Yet.
Yeah.
I was hoping, like in some movies, you fall and you die. I was just hoping it was one of them. But it's good. He can suffer. I hope his dick got burnt too.
What is up with you and dicks? Like you want everyone's dick to be either be bitten off or burned off or cut off.
Excuse me. If you're a fucking pedophile
This is true.
or a creepy ass person,
You are correct.
you can lose that thing that you think makes you strong. That you think gives you power. You can lose it. Fuck you, dude.
And in the next shot, we see Artie getting completely wrapped up in white bandages by the paramedics, and
Good.
he's still fucking screaming
That's funny.
while the rest of the kitchen staff just watches with these like sad looks on their faces. They wheel him off, still fucking screaming, past Ronnie and Mel and out the door.
Oh, so he might not die.
Uh,
Okay, well, at least he's suffered.
he suffered greatly. He's still fucking screaming.
He's still screaming to this day.
He's to this day. This movie was what, 50 years ago or something? Like he's still screaming.
Yeah. I was gonna be like 50.
Like 45. It came out in early 80s.
Yeah, wow.
You know,
Fuck. Time flies.
time flies. I know, to me, early 80s is still 20 years ago, not fucking 40.
I know.
Um, the doctor tells Mel and Ronnie that he doesn't carry a sedative strong enough to mask the kind of agony
Oh,
that
yes.
Artie is in right now.
Yes.
And that every nerve in his body must feel like it's on fire.
Oh, wow.
I know. I was like,
love it. I love
love
it. This is gonna be so good to remember when I watch this movie.
Yes. Yes, he is in agony right now.
So good.
Mel asks him what the prognosis is, and the doctor says he's burned all over his body, especially his face. And they're talking more.
I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna say especially his dick.
Ieva.
Oh my God. Just... Okay. Oh, I'm crying.
Pull yourself together.
Yeah, sorry. Uh-huh.
So especially his face.
Face. Got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, his ugly pizza face.
Yes, his ugly cheese pizza face. And they continue to talk about how much agony he must be in when Mel interrupts, saying, "Hey, look, can we move this along, please? No need to upset the campers, right?"
Okay, perfect. Yes, fuck off.
The doctor's like, "Okay, guess I'll be on my way then." After he leaves, Mel tells Ronnie that they need to get the ambulance out of here quick. So Mel just like really cares about not like scaring the campers or scaring the parents.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's thinking about like the business.
You know what?
You know?
I feel that. I don't feel that, but I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, but Ronnie's like, why? Like it was just an accident. And Mel replies he doesn't want the kids or their parents to ever know that this happened.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's better off with Artie gone.
It really is. Ronnie gestures to the kitchen staff and asks, like, what about them? And Mel replies that he'll take care of them as he lights one of his cigars. He's constantly smoking a cigar. Ronnie leaves and Mel replies, no, Mel walks up to the kitchen staff saying, "It was a real shame what happened to Artie in here. In the future, I hope the rest of you will be more careful."
That's so. I thought he's gonna be like, $20 to
No.
all of you guys to stay quiet.
Well, listen,
Oh.
he then turns to Ben and tells him that he'll be the new head chef. Ben is taken aback and is still looking really traumatized from what he saw, saying he doesn't understand how something like this could have happened. Mel tries to sway him, though, saying that they still have a camp to feed and how an extra $50 a week is not bad. That gets
Yeah.
Ben smiling and saying, "I always thought he had a little devil in him." Mel adds that it will also be an extra $15 a week for the rest of the staff, who also start smiling.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, because I was like, you know what? It's gonna just pay them. They won't give a shit.
Yeah. Mel then pulls Ben aside and tells him, like, there's really no reason for the campers to find out what happened. It would be too gruesome for them.
It would be.
So if anybody asks, we say that Artie just found himself another job. And Ben agrees with this, saying, like, whatever you say, sir. And then he and the rest of the staff start to get busy making dinner.
Perfect. I don't think anyone's gonna ask because nobody gives a shit about Artie, but if anything, they'd be like, "Oh, Artie's gone." Yes.
Thank God. We jump to the boys' bunk where we see a bunch of them gathered around a boy lying on the ground with a towel covering his eyes. Ricky is speaking. Mind over matter is the key. Mind over matter says that even the incredibly simple task of a single sit up should be impossible, should the mind will it. The boy lying on the ground pipes up, saying, come on, like there's no way. And Ricky gets really fucking close to his face and shouts, shut up, Mozart, and concentrate. He gets back up and continues, concentrate on summoning all your strength for this single sit up. And you will be amazed when the time comes that although the body is willing, the mind refuses.
That's kind of fun. Yeah, I wonder if that happened.
And please just wait. The other boys are grinning, and Ricky gives them a nod and then says, I will count to 3. On 3, you will concentrate all your strength, only to see the folly of it all. Concentrate, dear boy. I cannot stress this enough. Mind over matter. Mind over matter. I shall now begin the count. Ricky gets down on his knees by the boy's head and takes a hold of the towel. He counts 1, 2, 3. And on 3, the boy sits up and his face just smacks into one of the boys' bare asses.
Oh man, fucking boys.
And just literally his face just goes in this guy's ass and he just yells like, you guys are gross, and everyone's just laughing and giving
so
high
funny.
fives.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
It was so, I was like, what is going on? Because Ricky's being so fucking dramatic, and then yeah.
That's so funny. What a fucking camp.
So camp. And then an older guy, I think he's a camp counselor, he's wearing booty shorts as well and a crop top. What a look. What a look.
I love it.
I love it. He comes over and says, don't tell me Mozart fell for the old mind over matter trick. Poor Mozart. Oh,
that's pretty good.
The camp counselor, whose name is Gene, gathers the boys up to play baseball, and he's got $5 riding on this game, so they better not lose. They all go to play, and Ricky is up to bat. The pitcher on the other team calls out, hey, big man, you and your boys want to place a little wager while the game is still close? Ricky responds, what do you have in mind, asswipe? The pitcher yells back, buck a man, asshole. Ricky thinks that's a little steep. Make it 5, he says, and the pitcher agrees. They continue the game, Ricky hitting like a pretty good shot, and then Paul also hitting a good shot. Some time passes, now the other team is batting, and the pitcher, whose name is Bill, is up to bat. Gene is pitching and Ricky is taunting, calling out, no problem, Gino. This guy blows dead dogs. Just lay it in there.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Whatever it means, it pisses Bill off because he just screams, eat shit and die, Ricky!
Almost buck, okay.
And Ricky responds with, eat shit and live, Bill!
Hey, you know what? That's actually a pretty good comeback.
Bill's team is cheering him on, hyping him up. We see in the far field that Mozart is like really focused on this game that he's playing, like on a Game Boy or whatever, and he's like not paying attention to like the baseball game. Bill hits the ball and it heads straight for Mozart.
Poor Mozart.
But everyone starts shouting at Mozart, which gets his attention. And he drops his game, saying, "Oh shit," before trying to catch the ball.
Oh,
And he does.
oh, he
He
catches it.
catches it. And everyone's like, "Yeah,
Wow, I
Mozart."
thought he was in the stands, was gonna get hit by the ball.
No, he's in the outfield.
Oh my God, that's funny. Okay.
Yeah, he's in the outfield. He catches it. The game continues, and our guys end up winning. Woohoo! Yeah, Mozart. They're celebrating, talking about what they're gonna do with their paychecks, and they start taunting the other team who are they're pissed. And they walk away, and one of the boys from the other team is saying, "Don't worry, we'll get them back."
Oh my God, go away.
As
Just
the
let.
screen fades to
Oh,
black. Uh-huh.
it'd be so cool if it was fades to red, like in the
Fades
Burning.
red, like in the burn. No, The Burning's the only movie that I've seen to
That
do
was
that.
fucking cool.
It was
They
cool.
should, more movies should do a color fade. I like that.
I agree. I agree. We open again on what looks like a rec room of sorts, and a bunch of campers are just like socializing. And we see
Mhm.
the guys from the opposing team talking about how they need more babes and who wants to go skinny dipping with 15 guys and only 5 girls.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Gay guys, I'll tell you.
Oh, well, that's
Queer
true. Yeah.
guys, yeah. One of the guys laughs and says, "Let's ask Angela."
Oh my God.
The camera pans to Angela, who, poor girl, is just sitting on a bench by herself, like minding her own business, sipping on a drink. But these guys are assholes and continue, "Man, I've been watching her a whole week and she is fucked up." The main guy, Bill, is like, "What? Are you guys afraid to ask Angela?" And the rest don't really say anything, but they just look down. So he taunts them some more, calling them all chicken and making chicken sounds like, "Burk, burk, burk,
Yeah.
burk," you know,
Yeah.
until they finally concede. So two of the guys, Kenny and Mike, approach Angela, telling her that they're all going down to the lake tonight for a little swim, and they're wondering if she wanted to join them.
Hmm.
Angela just stares at them blankly. Um, Mike's like, "Let the pro take over." And he approaches Angela, putting his foot on the bench and leaning towards her, being like, "Listen, Angela, what say me and you go for a little walk somewhere? Talk about tonight, huh?" Angela just
No.
continues to stare at them, which starts to piss them off, particularly Mike. And he's like, "What's the matter? Can't you talk?" And Kenny's like, "I told you she was playing with a half deck. Angela's a nutcase. Ain't that right, Angela? Ain't she Looney Tunes?" Yeah, they're,
That's so mean. I'm
yeah.
so like, wow.
We then see Mel walk into the room and make his way towards Meg and Jean.
Okay, but going back to Angela, if she did want to speak up, she'd be like, you know what? No, I don't want to swim in my dead dad's and brother's bodies. Fuck you guys.
I don't think anybody knows that,
Yeah, well, she could
but
fucking tell
she
everyone. She could
could.
be like, you know what? There was a huge accident a few years ago, and guess who got fucking killed? Fuck you guys.
Ieva is not happy.
Not happy. Poor Angela.
Yeah, yep. Um, so Mel makes his way towards Meg and Jean. They're the two counselors, Meg being the bitch. Um,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Jean being the one in the little shorts and the crop top.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, honestly, all the guys are wearing like little baby shorts. Um, we then see Ricky and Paul walk in as well. Kenny and Mike are still mocking Angela. Kenny's saying how fucked up she is and like, "What's your problem?" Ricky pushes Kenny, yelling, "Hey, dick face, leave her alone." And Kenny yells back, like, "What are you gonna do about it, asshole?" before they start fighting. A bunch of boys just jump in, and there's a bunch of people fighting now, and Angela is just staring as she does. Mel smoking his cigar.
I like the Angela actress. She doesn't have to say a
She didn't
word.
say a word yet.
Yeah.
Mel is smoking a cigar and Meg standing right next to him aren't doing anything. They're just like watching the fighting go down.
Oh my God, it's so annoying.
I know. Jean is the one who ends up breaking up the fight, grabbing Ricky as he screams, "You fucks! I'm gonna eat your fucking asses in."
E?
B.
Oh. I was like, eat?
I wrote E, but I'm pretty sure I meant B. I forgot the B.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty good.
I'm gonna eat your fucking asses
Yeah. The guys are like, okay.
in. Go to town. Ah. um, Edit. PSA. Edit your script.
No, don't. It's more
No, don't.
funny.
Exactly. Kenny retorts back, "You and what army?" And that group leaves, still taunting, flipping Ricky off, who just says pricks. He's wanting to eat their asses, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Jean tells him to watch his mouth and that Mel is here, but Ricky don't give a fuck. He's like, mm. Jean tells him you better take him to the infirmary before his mouth gets him into any more trouble because he won't be that. Angela is still just sitting there. So Paul approaches her and sits down next to her, reintroducing himself, and he then tells her that Ricky told him what happened and that he's really sorry about what happened to her family.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sweet. He then explains that him and Ricky go back a long time. They've been besties for 3 years already.
Wow.
Three
Wow.
whole
3 years?
years.
Oh my God. Wow. That's like forever.
That's a really, really long
Mhm.
time. You know?
I guess it kind of is.
Yeah.
For kids especially,
For kids.
but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 years.
3 years. I'm like, 3 times 5 is how long we've been friends.
Yeah,
We've been
you're
friends for a while.
right. Yeah, what? Like 2010 or 2011?
Yeah.
I think around then.
Around
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
You.
Yep. 3 whole years. And that they always seem to get in trouble together. Like last year when they hung a girl's panties on the flagpole.
Oh my
We
God.
glances at Angela then and just mumbles, like, sorry. We got caught anyway. The camera then pans to Judy sitting between these two guys, but she's staring intently at Paul and Angela. Paul is telling Angela more stories of his and Ricky's like shenanigans, like when they locked Alan Weinstein out of the cabin with no clothes on. And Angela is looking at him and she's like hanging on every word, like she's
Mhm.
interested. Jean walks back into the room and says that it's time for bunk 19 to head out, which means Paul has to leave.
Yeah.
He bids Angela goodnight, and as he's walking away, Angela is staring after him, and she quietly calls out, "Good night."
Oh, Angela.
Paul whirls around in delight, and he's like, "Good night," and enthusiastically before running off.
Well, I hope Paul survives too. I'm gonna slowly add names to my
To your
list.
list. So who's on the list right now?
Right now it's Angela,
Angela.
Ricky, and Paul.
Okay. Okay. Judy has watched that whole interaction and has this like pensive look on her face, like she's coming up with a plan.
Oh, fuck you, bitch. How about she died right before she comes up with it?
And our sweet Angela just continues to sit there looking down, but she's got like a little smile on her
Oh,
face.
that's
It's
so
adorable.
cute.
It's very cute. Later that night, a bunch of campers are by the lake. Bill is trying to convince the girls to skinny dip. The water's really warm, like all is shit, but one of the girls is still hesitant. Bill continues to try to persuade her and like starts unbuckling his belt, and the girl just smiles and tells him, "Well, why don't you start without us?" This pisses Bill off because he screams at her, "The hell with you then. You don't know how to have any fun
Oh my
anyways."
God, what is up with these fucking dudes?
Yeah.
This reminds me of The Burning.
Yeah. Yep. And Eddie, fucking Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
The boys start taking off their clothes, and we see so many bare white asses. Yeva, it's yeah. And they all another another typo in my script. I wrote they all hump into the lake. instead of they all jump into the lake.
Oh, so good. Oh man, that's funny.
So they all jump into the lake and start hooting and hollering while the girls are just watching them. And Kenny and Mike are underneath these canoes and they're smoking, whispering and like laughing to each other.
Okay.
They walk up
Who?
to Kenny and Mike. Kenny and so the like
From the baseball game?
yeah, like the band of douchebags.
Okay.
That's like the other team.
God, there's
There's like
so many
it was
characters.
there is.
Yeah.
It was Bill and then Mike and Kenny are the two that like were
Okay.
taunting and being really mean to Angela.
Okay. Yeah.
Um so they're like
Oh, okay. Got it.
yeah. They're under the canoe, like a flipped over
Hmm.
canoe. And they're smoking, whispering, laughing to each other.
Is it gonna catch on fire?
They walk up to the girls, and
Oh
Kenny
no.
asks, any of you ladies interested in a moonlight canoe ride? Mike just laughs at his friend, and Kenny's like, come on, I won't try anything, I promise. How
You're
about it, Betsy? Who is like the main girl, and Betsy's like, no, I'm good. But Leslie's coming down soon. Why don't you ask her? And Mike cannot stop giggling like he's high as a kite.
Oh, okay.
And he starts like hugging Kenny as they both like giggle. Yeah, when they were smoking underneath the canoe, it was not cigarettes.
Okay, okay, got it.
It was that marijuana. We cut to a canoe in the lake and we hear Mike call out, have a good trip. Leslie and Kenny are in the canoe. And Leslie turns to look at Kenny, saying, I don't like the way he said that. Are you two planning something? Leslie's smart. Kenny tells her to relax, trust him, and that Mike is always just screwing around like that. Why do you look really confused?
I'm like, why is she being trustworthy? Like, why is she trusting them?
I don't know. That's a great question.
That's why I was confused. I'm like,
Like, Leslie, what are you doing? Well,
yeah.
Betsy kind of like put Leslie up to it.
Oh,
Uh,
fucking
I
Betsy.
know.
Wow, Betsy is such a bitch name too.
Bitchy Betsy.
It's really not,
No,
but
it's
in
not.
this movie, it is
And
apparently.
yeah, if you're Betsy from Sleepaway Camp, then you're a bitch.
Yeah. If you're Betsy from what's that CW show that was like Archie?
Oh, Betty?
Oh, Betty. She was nice. Betsy.
No, I was thinking Betsy Johnson, the like brand that has really cute things.
Oh
She's
yeah,
the
that
brand
that
called
is
Betsy
really yes,
Johnson.
that
Yeah.
they do have
And
cute
that's
stuff.
actually Betsy, not Betty. Close enough. You're fine.
Yeah, thank you.
So Kenny and Leslie are chilling in the lake, and Kenny is telling her that all the snakes and snapping turtles come out at night, and she better not fall in, or she'll be eaten alive.
Oh, fuck you. That's what I was like thinking. I'm like, I guess she can jump into the lake, but
He then starts rocking the canoe back and forth, and Leslie is yelling at him to stop and that she wants to go back. But Kenny doesn't listen and keeps rocking her. The canoe tips over, both of them falling into the lake, and Leslie screams, you bastard, I hate you, before swimming away. Kenny goes under the upside down canoe and starts calling out, Leslie, Leslie.
why are they, I thought they wanted to like hook up with people.
He's also high as a kite,
Oh,
remember?
okay.
We see that Leslie's gone back to shore with the rest of the girls, and she tells them, you guys are real schmucks. And they all laugh. The guys are there too, and Mike calls out, hey Leslie, see any water snakes out there? And all the guys like snicker. They're not doing a good job if they want to hook up with the girls.
Mm-mm.
We cut back to
No.
Kenny, who is still under the fucking canoe, and he's just singing to himself. And he's like, I'll try to do it justice, but he's like, hey, Baba Ray Ba, hey, Baba Ray Ba, like to himself under the canoe.
That's kind of funny.
When we see a head pop out from the water right next to him, but we don't see who it is, just the back of their head.
Wait, is it next to him in the canoe or outside the canoe?
No, like under the canoe. And Kenny's like, what the hell are you doing here? I bet the rest of the boys will be interested in seeing you. And whoever this person is then pushes Kenny's head under the water and holds it there.
I'm positive it's Angela.
It's really funny because we see Kenny's hand come up and like wave because he's like
Yeah.
struggling.
And people think he's just waving.
No, he's still under the canoe. No one can see it, but he's
Okay.
just like back on shore with the boys. Mike is calling for Kenny, telling him that he scared all the chicks away. But we just see the upside down canoe, no Kenny. One of the guys suggests they beat it before those girls get caught and tell Ronnie like where they are. Another says, "Is this what's called getting caught with your pants down?" And all the guys are like, oh my God. And Mike just like shoves him into the lake, calling him a stupid shit. Just boys being dumb.
Yeah.
Um, the other guys walk off, but Mike is still standing on the dock, still calling out for Kenny. And one of the guys tells Mike to fuck him, who's being a wise ass, and they'll just catch him back at the bunk. So Mike reluctantly walks away, and we get another shot of the canoe just floating there before the screen fades to black. So it's the next day, and all of the outdoor furniture has somehow gotten into the lake.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like a mess. And we meet Hal, a lifeguard wearing red booty short swim trunks.
I like that you were like, all the guys
All
wear
I'm
booty
telling you, all the
shorts.
guys are wearing booty shorts, and I'm not mad at it. But Hal is wearing red booty short swim trunks, a white hat, and a chain, and he's like shirtless.
Oh my God, that's funny.
And he is not happy that he has to clean up this mess after the campers. And he's talking to himself. He's like, why do I have to clean up after these peckerheads? Yeah, peckerheads.
Okay.
Uh-huh. He's a big fan of that name. He picks up a chair and throws it, still talking to himself about how you'd think he didn't have anything better to do. And then he actually falls back into the water.
Oh.
And he splutters and he's still shouting, "These peckerheads suck."
How did he fall into the water?
He's like throwing
Oh,
shit
so he like lost
and
his balance. Okay.
yeah, he just falls into the water. He gets up and then notices an upside down canoe, which he points at and screams, "How the hell did that get there?" He's
Yeah, I'd be confused too.
right. He stomps towards it. "Pick up this, pick up that, clean this, clean that, sign here, Mel," as he points to his dick. He continues, "I'd like to see Mel get his fat ass down here and pick up something, that cheap son of a..." But Hal stops short because he just flipped over the canoe and has found Kenny's dead body.
Oh.
And this looks really good for 1983. Like, it is horrendous. Like, there are pieces, it, like, zooms in on his face and there are pieces of skin missing. The side of his mouth looks like there was like a chunk ripped out.
Is it because are there fish in that
I
lake?
think so.
Okay, I'm like, what the...
His eyes are wide open, his mouth is open, and there's a snake slithering out of
Oh,
it.
that's funny. Okay, perfect. You know what I would say? I feel like the eyes would be gone.
Maybe. That would have been even more gross, but it's very gross. Hal stares in horror before blowing his whistle and running away. The next shot is
How
Kenny.
far away was this canoe? I thought it was like in the middle of the lake.
Well, it probably floated to shore.
Oh, but like, so it was closer to the shore?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. The next shot is Kenny being carried away in a body bag while Ronnie and Mel are talking to an officer. And the officer is saying that it's likely the boy drowned, but they'll have to wait for the medical examiner to look him over before they can be certain. Mel jumps in saying, like, of course he drowned. He was horsing around and the canoe tipped over and he must have hit his head. The officer doesn't think that's what happened though, because there weren't any bumps or bruises. But then he says that he's not the expert.
Mm-hmm.
Mel is adamant though that it was an accident and Kenny must have just gotten scared and panicked. And the officer agrees, like, sure, that's a logical explanation. Mel continues saying that it was just one of those fluke accidents they could not have foreseen, and that's all there is to it.
Mel is fucking weird.
Ronnie pipes up saying, like, I don't know, Mel, but Mel, like, very aggressively cuts him off, shouting, "It was just an accident." And the officer just stares at him with, like, a what the fuck
You know
face.
what? I feel like these accidents happen every year.
I
Hmm.
wonder who it could be.
Mel. It's Mel killing people in his own campground. Because I feel like I still like to think it's Angela. Actually, it's still Angela, but I don't know.
Mel turns to the officer, saying, like, in a much calmer voice, I mean, that's what the officer said, right? And the officer replies, I said the autopsy will be more conclusive. And Mel's like, right, you call me as soon as you know. And the officer quickly responds, like, yeah, you can count on it. Acting a little sus there, Mel. And Mel just nods and says, well, if you'll excuse me, I have the unpleasant task of informing the boy's parents. Thank you for your help, officer. And he sticks his cigar in his mouth, stares at Ronnie for a beat, and then walks away. The officer makes a comment to Ronnie about how Mel can't take no for an answer, and Ronnie just replies that he doesn't like bad publicity.
Yeah.
They walk to the officer's car, but before he gets in, the officer asks what Ronnie was about to say before Mel bit his head off. Ronnie tells him that he remembered Kenny being a really good swimmer.
Oh, yeah.
The officer gets in his car and drives away, the ambulance following after, as Ronnie gathers up like all the campers. We cut to the girls playing volleyball. Well, all the girls except Angela, who is sitting on the side watching. And Paul walks over and sits down next to her, saying, Hi, Angela. And Angela turns to him with like such a big smile on her face. It's like quite adorable.
Oh.
He asks her how it's going, and our little Angela answers, Okay, how's it going with you? Like she has this like very
Oh, she's
sweet,
so cute.
high-pitched voice. And Paul then asks her to go to the movie in the rec room hall that night. And Angela's like, I thought we had to go anyway. And Paul's like, Yeah, we do, but I meant seeing it
Oh,
together.
that's cute.
And he looks super nervous, and it's very sweet. But Judy, who's playing volleyball, is watching this interaction very intensely. And Paul asks again if Angela wants to go with him, and she says yes. And Paul's like, great, like super excited about it. And Judy then says, Hey, how come Angela gets to talk to the boys all day and we have to play volleyball? What's she, special?
Judy, fuck off.
Meg walks over and says, It doesn't seem fair, does it? And then Meg starts to walk over to Angela, and Judy just laughs evilly. Meg asks Paul, Aren't you supposed to be somewhere? And Paul just says, like, I'm going before saying bye to Angela and walking away. Meg starts in on Angela, saying, Listen, Angela, if you're not going to participate in our activities, then you just sit there and do nothing. That does not include talking with the boys. You're not a goddamn prima donna, you know?
Oh,
Understand?
Meg, what is it? Wow. What is her issue? They're so annoying.
Susie walks up to them saying, Big deal. She was talking to a boy. Like, let's just finish the game so we can get ready for lunch. And Meg just mumbles, Yeah, thanks, to Susie before walking away. Susie sits down next to Angela, asking her if she's sure she doesn't want to play, and Angela replies that she's sure. And Susie then asks her if there's anything she would like to do, like go sailing or something. And Angela turns to her with a smile, saying that's okay, she doesn't mind watching. Susie just pats her shoulder, and Meg just angrily rejoins the volleyball
I
game.
love it. Meg, I can't, like, she's not as important as Susie and stuff. Like, fuck off.
Fuck off. We jump to late that night after the movie, so everyone's leaving, and we see Paul and Angela holding hands. It's very
That's
sweet.
really cute.
Paul asks her if he could walk her back to her bunk, and she agrees. And then we see Judy exit the rec room, Ricky following close behind, telling her to stop being so stuck up And doesn't she remember all those good summer times that they had last summer? Judy looks so disinterested though, like still staring after Angela and Paul, like she's like dead set on them. So when Ricky asks her if he can walk her back to his bunk, she says, "Not tonight, Ricky," before walking away. Ricky looks really sad and like drops his head and continues on his way. But we jump back to Angela and Paul, who is pulling Angela past the bunk. She asks them where they're going. What?
Why is he doing that? Just walk her to the bonds.
Will you let me continue?
No. Okay, yes.
She asks him where they're going, and he says he really wants to show her something. He pulls her kind of to this corner before turning around and landing like a really small peck on her mouth. Like,
Okay, that's fucking annoying.
yeah, but very quick. Like Angela like can't even respond.
No,
Just
it's
like
still
looks
annoying.
wide-eyed. They're like 13.
Yeah, but ask for permission.
Paul tells her he hopes she's not mad that he did that. And Angela tells him she's not mad, but she better go inside.
Okay, fine.
She turns around to leave before Paul asks, "Can I have another one?" Angela slowly turns back to look at him, and he says, "You know, another goodnight kiss."
The
Paul kisses her again, and it's really, really awkward. Like he swoops down and pecks her, and the soundtrack sounds kind of like Disney fairy tale
Oh my God,
like.
that's that's funny.
Um, but we can kind of tell that Angela's not too happy.
Oh,
Like she's not really into it, and she tells Paul that, okay, like I have to go now. And Paul tells her goodnight, and Angela heads into her bunk. Then Judy then approaches Paul, getting like really close and flirtily saying, like, "Hello, Paul." And he's like, "How you doing, Judy?" And Judy just smiles wide and comments that he and Angela are becoming quite an item. "So what?" Paul asks. And Judy smiles wider, telling Paul she didn't think Angela was his type. She leans even closer and says, "You know what I mean?" And Paul just tells her he's got to go before walking away, and Judy just stares after him with like this huge smile on her face. We jump to the boys' bunk.
I'm so confused. Well, not confused, but she's such a bitch.
Uh-huh. We jump to the boys' bunk where the boys are playing yet another prank on Mozart.
Oh my God, poor Mozart. I kind of hope he survives too.
I fucking love Mozart.
He's on my survive list.
We need Mozart to survive. Paul walks in, going on about how great his night was, but the boys just tell him to shut up because Mozart is sleeping. And Ricky is shaking a can of shaving cream.
Oh.
They spray some of it in his hand and then tickle his nose. And then, of course, Mozart lifts his hand to scratch his nose and gets shaving cream all over his face. And Ricky's like, "What's the matter, Moats? 5 o'clock shadow?" And all the boys are cackling. And Mozart calls them bastards before getting up and getting a knife out of his jacket.
And oh wow, that's kind of an
That
overreaction.
really surprised me. Yeah. And he turns to Ricky saying, "I'm gonna kill you." And Ricky just jumps on the bed, still laughing, and runs away as Mozart tries to chase him, face still covered in shaving cream, like holding
With
the
a
knife.
knife?
Yeah. Yep. Gene walks in right at that moment and he's like, "What the fuck? Are you guys kidding me?" And he confiscates the knife from Mozart and tells him he'll get it back after camp is over.
Wow, yeah.
And Ricky jumps to Mozart's defense and he's like, "Come on, Gino, he was just kidding. Give him a break." And Mozart chimes in like, "Yeah, give me a break." Like, poor guy is like the target of all of their pranks. But Gene is hiding the knife while he tells them, like, maybe I should ask Ronnie what he thinks I should do. And Ricky and Mozart look a little more defeated, and Gene tells them all to go to bed, including you, lover boy, he says to Paul.
Oh, that's funny.
And then all the boys jump on Paul in this huge, like, dog pile.
They're fun. That I feel bad if they all die.
You're like, is there gonna be another, like, raft scene massacre?
Yeah, oh my
like,
God.
burning?
Oh, that was so crazy. Yeah.
So it's the next morning, and Angela is sitting on a bench next to the lake. And Paul, looking like he just got out of the lake, approaches her from behind and puts his hand over her eyes, saying, like, guess who? And Angela's smiling and answers, Ricky. Nope, Paul says, uh, Burt Reynolds. You're getting warmer. And then
You're
she's like,
getting
I
warm.
give up. And then Paul takes his hand off and says, surprise. It's kind of
It's
cute.
cute, yeah.
Also, I love Burt Reynolds, so. Uh, uh, he sits down next to her, and Angela just looks at him and asks, like, who are you?
Um,
Before giggling.
Oh, okay. I was like, is there a twin Angela? I bel believed it. Oh man. Yes.
Judy then walks over, saying, well, well, if it isn't the two
Oh, fuck
lovebirds.
off, Judy.
And Paul's like, why don't you get out of here? And Angela's like, um, not Angela. Judy is like, oh, sorry, before walking away. She's such a jerk sometimes, isn't she? Paul asks Angela. And Angela doesn't say anything. They just walk. Good Lord. They watch as Judy walks over to Meg by the lake and tells her something. And then Meg starts walking in their
Oh
direction.
my God, shut up. Meg, why are you being such a bully?
Uh-oh, here comes the Wicked Witch of the West, Paul says to Angela. And then he tells her that he's gonna go back in the water and he'll talk to her later before getting up and walking away. Fucking leaving Angela alone to like face Meg's wrath. Angela doesn't say anything, just watches as Meg walks over. Well, not going in the water again, huh, Angela? Meg says to her. Angela just stares. What's the matter? Don't you like to swim? Can you swim? Meg asks. Angela continues staring, not saying anything. And Meg is just getting more and more pissed and yells, Angela, I'm talking to you. Are you going in the water or aren't you, huh?
What is her deal?
More staring. Angela, I'm waiting for an answer. Yes or no, Meg yells. More staring, and Meg loses it. God damn it, answer me, Angela, answer me. God damn it, answer me, she screams, shaking Angela like very aggressively. Aggressively enough that Ronnie runs over and pulls Meg away, saying, like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, that's honestly, that's really fucking weird. Meg is gonna be the next one dead. Can't wait.
Meg just screams, the little bitch won't answer me. She never answers me. Ronnie asks Angela if she's all right before turning to Meg and telling her he wants to see her in the shack right after swim period. And he tells her to go back to her post. And Meg heads off, like hand to her forehead, like she's very frustrated. Yeah, yeah.
This is so bad.
We cut to the girls' bunk. Susie is sitting on her bed, writing in a notebook, and Judy is drying her hair because she just got out of the shower. And she actually has like really beautiful, like long hair. I
Judy?
must admit, yes, I her hair is gorgeous.
We will admit when somebody looks good,
Yes.
even if they're a bitch.
Yes, yes. She's looking at Angela, who, surprise, surprise, is just staring back at her.
That's such power. What a power trip.
It's such a
you just fucking stare at somebody
Just
and
stare.
they lose their shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would never be able to because I like to talk. But wow, I love that.
Judy then smiles and says, hey girls, let's not forget to thank Angela for getting Meg in trouble. Angela stands up for herself though and says quietly, like, I didn't do anything, before looking down. Judy chucks her pillow at Angela and hisses, you never do shit. Angela caught the pillow and is just holding it now as the other girls just watch. And Judy marches over to Angela and snatches back the pillow, saying, give me this. I'm like, bitch, you're the one who threw it at me.
I know, yeah, it's kind of funny.
Judy starts to walk away before she stops and smiles again, saying, hey, Angela, how come you never take showers when the rest of us do, huh? You queer or something?
Well, if she was and she wanted to watch you guys, she would do it at the same time. Fucking idiot. Like, I don't understand.
The other girls are giggling as they watch. Oh, I know what it is, Judy continues. You haven't reached puberty yet. Is that it? I bet you don't even have your period.
Okay, so
Right? I'm
I'm like,
like,
okay, cool. You have, congratulations. You can bleed every month. Like, okay.
right? I would love to not have my
Yeah.
period. Um, Susie chooses that moment to jump in, although I wish she did sooner because she was just
Yeah.
like watching all of that. And she just says, That's enough, Judy. Angela's allowed to shower in the morning or any other time she wants to. Judy doesn't stop though, saying, Yeah, she takes showers when no one can see that she has no hair down below. I, I'm like, do you think you're saying these like, I don't.
Like, really, like, cut things. It's like, fuck off.
Susie calls her name again, but Judy is relentless, saying she's a real carpenter's dream, flat as a board and needs a screw. And she is seething. Like she's so angry when she's saying
That's actually
this.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
Um, I would never say it to anyone, but as an insult, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. Susie yells, That's enough. But Judy just screams back in her face, saying, Fuck off. And then Susie just smacks her. And it's gorgeous. It's
I
wonderful.
just know like some of these people are just going crazy.
Crazy. And it's not even that hard of a smack. I wish it was 10 times harder, but alas, like Judy looks
Mm.
at Susie angrily before storming off, and Susie's like covering her mouth, like she can't believe what she just did.
Yeah,
Like,
well, whatever.
which as a camp counselor who's smacking
You shouldn't
her,
be
it's
you shouldn't
probably
be
not gonna.
smacking people, but well,
Yeah.
maybe you should. I don't know. Oh, this is why I would never be a camp counselor.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Um, Angela gets up and tells Susie she's gonna go see her cousin and that she'll be back for dinner. And Susie just continues to stand there, like hand covering her mouth. We cut to the boys who are having a water balloon fight on the roof of their bunk.
On the
On the roof, yeah,
of their camp
of
thing?
their bunk.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And it's the group of boys that we don't like,
Oh,
including Mike and Bill, because Kenny is dead as a doornail.
oh yeah, okay.
They see Angela approaching, and Ricky walks out of the bunk to meet her. When all of a sudden, Angela gets hit by a water balloon as the boys on the roof start laughing.
Oh my God.
Ricky runs over to them, points his hands up, yelling, You fucking bastards are gonna pay for this! Cocksuckers! Pricks! I'm gonna fight you, chicken shits!
Ricky's so funny.
Ricky's hilarious. There's not any part of you that thinks Ricky is the one doing this, because
No.
that's kind of like,
I thought there was a
yeah.
little part, but I was like, no.
Okay.
I don't I still like to think it's Angela. Ricky could be because he's like, getting vengeance on things and
Uh-huh.
like but
Especially with how pissed he's getting, because the boys on the roof just laugh and taunt Ricky, and he goes, You chicken shits, you fucking pussies. Like he's so mad.
well, okay, let's see if Meg dies, then I don't think it's Ricky because he really wasn't there.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm. Paul then comes out of the bunk and runs to Angela, who's just sitting on the ground. I'll kick your friggin' asses all over this goddamn camp, you fucks. Like, Ricky's having a bit of an overreaction for just a water balloon hitting Angela.
He's tired of those assholes.
He's so tired of those assholes, which I get. Mel comes over and grabs Ricky, telling him to like take it easy. He then tells the boys on the roof to get down from there immediately, like
Yeah.
they're not supposed to be up there. The boys reluctantly come down and approach Mel and Ricky, who immediately yells, Those cocksuckers keep picking on my cousin. Which again,
You know what? Fair.
yeah. That's bullshit, Bill responds, and Mel jumps in saying enough and that he saw the whole thing. He points to Bill and the other boys, telling them how dangerous those things are and that they could have taken an eye out.
Water balloon?
Literally, I just wrote, I'm like, water balloons?
I would understand, but water
If it was
balloon,
like an arrow or
yeah,
something,
or like
but a
a
water balloon?
soft, Like, what? Water balloons can't take an eye out. Oh,
That's what he says, though.
that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
The boys are just looking away and trying not to laugh.
Yeah, that's probably because it's fucking funny. Yeah, water balloons.
Taking an eye out. And Mel continues telling them that Ronnie is going to hear about this, and they get no canteen for a week. And that includes an angry Ricky on account of his filthy mouth. And Ricky's like, what the fuck? And those assholes start laughing again.
What's canteen mean? Like, no, they have to get food.
Canteen is like the rec room privileges.
Oh, okay.
Mel tells them if he hears anything like this again, they're out, and don't think he doesn't mean it because he does. He tells them to get ready for dinner, and he and Ricky walk away as the assholes flip them off. Ricky runs to Angela, and Mel asks her if she's all right. Paul, who has been sitting with her this whole time, answers though, and tells Mel that she's okay. Paul and Ricky help her up, and Angela's just staring at the assholes who are still taunting her.
I just don't know what the twist would be. I feel like it's Angela, but maybe that's what I'm supposed to be expecting. Um, yeah. Hmm.
We fade to a bunch of campers running. Again, why is everyone running in this movie? I don't know.
They're just excited.
They're just excited and just running. We see Bill enter his bunk and ask his friends what they're up to. Mike replies that they're going to go play a baseball game against the counselors. Does he want to join? And Bill's like, yeah, but he has to take a wicked dump first. He literally says that.
You know what? I understand.
Uh-huh. And the other boys, completely unfazed, just tell Bill that they'll see him later. Bill grabs his magazine.
Bill's gonna be dead. Oh my God, yes. Sorry, I'm still annoyed that Meg has not died at this point.
We just gotta wait. Bill grabs his magazine, heads to the stall, closes it, lowers his shorts as he sits down, and we just get like a shot of his legs with the shorts around his ankles from like under the door. We then see someone outside the stall putting a stick through the handle, and the handle of the stall next to Bill, so he's trapped in.
Oh.
We get another shot of Bill's feet before the camera slowly pans up, and we see that there's an open window with a screen above the stall. From outside, we see someone's hand with a knife slice open the screen.
Mozart's the killer. That was funny.
Bill hears it and calls out, "Who is that?" And the hand continues to slice at the screen as Bill says, "Oh, playing games? Is that you, Benji? Jesus Christ, I can't even take a shit in peace around here."
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
It's a slasher campy movie.
Exactly. We then see someone holding a stick with a beehive on it. And the person sticks the beehive through the screen.
Is Bill allergic to bees?
And into the stall.
Fuck yes.
Bill is yelling, "What the hell are you doing? Hey, get that thing out of here." And the hand starts shaking the beehive. Bill has gotten his shorts back up and he's trying to run, but quickly realizes that he's trapped inside the stall. He's screaming from inside, like, get away from me, get away, as he continues to try and get out. He's screaming for help, and then he's just screaming and screaming and screaming before the stick in the door breaks and the stall opens, and we just hear a thud and the sound of hundreds of bees buzzing.
Yeah, you know what? I thought I was like, at first I'm like, oh, maybe it's a counselor because they would know he's allergic to bees, but I think at that point, if there's that many bee stings, you don't have to be allergic.
I think he was, though.
So maybe it's a counselor.
We then get a shot of Bill's limp hand on the floor before the camera pans down.
It's multiple people.
To reveal his body, which is covered in bee stings and red and like super gross, and his entire face is just covered in bees. And my question in all of this, dude, is why did you not crawl underneath the stall?
Oh, was that how big the stall was?
He could have crawled underneath.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
He could have crawled underneath.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bathroom floor and it's disgusting, but seriously.
Wait, for your life. Yeah, I would fucking do it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of funny. It's like the killer knew he wouldn't.
No, he was just too stupid. We cut to Mel, who just says, I'm finished. That's all there is to it, he continues. Finished. Wiped out.
Oh, while looking at the body?
I mean, it's another murder.
Yeah, but I
Or
mean,
like
like,
another
where did I
dead
see it?
body. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
it's like,
I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
yeah, we know that he's like all publicity, all this shit. So of course he's like, we're done.
I was like, you know
We're
what? Maybe he was eating and he finished all his food.
done. Eating.
I don't know. It's lunchtime.
He then asks Ronnie how many are left, and Ronnie responds, about 25. So here's what I think happened, because it took me a second to put it together. I think after Bill's body was found, like a bunch of parents pulled their kids out of camp,
Oh,
is
okay.
what I think happened,
Okay,
because
that
that's why he asked Ronnie how many are left, and now there's like only 25 kids
okay.
left.
Yeah. I guess after two deaths, it's two kid deaths.
Uh-huh.
Pretty bad, yeah.
It's, yeah. So Mel says they might as well just pack everything and shut down because nobody is ever going to send their kids here again. But Ronnie suggests they try to finish the summer and consolidate the bunks so everyone is not so spread out. And Mel agrees, but then says, why make things easier for the killer?
Hey, you know what?
Valid.
Valid, but
Yeah.
at that point, maybe do shut down.
But yeah, maybe do shut down. I know, I'm like, Ronnie, what the hell? Ronnie tells him not to talk like that and that they don't know anything yet. And Mel then goes on this monologue, faraway look on his face. I know. I've known all along. I've seen the hate in his eyes. But I never did anything. Now, I'll stop him for what he's done to me. I'll stop him. Ronnie grabs Mel's arm, telling him to snap out of it, that he's talking crazy. And Mel's like, yeah, maybe I am. Still looking off with a faraway look. Maybe I'm just imagining it. And then he walks over to the door and just like gazes outside and just says, maybe.
Who was the dad's boyfriend?
Lenny?
Lenny?
Yeah.
So maybe Ronnie is Lenny? Do they look the same?
Ronnie's Lenny?
No.
Len
Mel is Lenny.
I don't know. But Mel is talking. I'm not gonna say anything, but I don't know. Maybe Mel is Lenny. We don't know.
Or maybe Mel is dating Lenny and Lenny's just killing kids for fucking fun.
Maybe. Maybe.
Interesting.
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 Yep.
Okay.
Yep. This is.
What page are we on? Let's see.
Oh,
I wanna know how close to be to deaths. Oh, 13. Oh, okay.
no, 16.
Oh, 16. I was like, wow, okay. Good.
We're almost done, but
No, it's fine. I just wanted to know when the deaths were coming.
I mean, we've got some deaths.
Not the important
Not
deaths.
your important ones, yes. We cut to Angela, who is looking around one of the bunks, and we get a POV shot of someone watching her from the bushes. They come out from the bushes, slowly walking toward her.
Fucking Judy.
And her back is turned, ominous music is building, and we see a hand reach out, and boom! It's Paul.
Paul.
I thought you were the killer, Angela tells him. Oh, come on, Paul retorts. Don't tell me you believe all that baloney. Like, what baloney? Two kids are already.
Yeah, two kids.
Angela just asks him what happened to Billy then, and Paul responds that someone's playing a joke and it got out of hand. He then tells her, let's get out of here before we get caught or murdered.
Oh my God. I was like, what?
They go to the lake for a cheeky late night date, and they start kissing for a second before Angela playfully pushes Paul down into the sand and runs in the other direction. And Paul is like, wait till I get my hands on you, as he chases her around the shore. He catches her, they fall to the ground kissing, and Paul's hand goes to unbutton Angela's shirt.
Oh my God, he's such a fucking
before she stops him. Come on, Angela, Paul retorts. I'm not doing anything. And he starts kissing her neck again and trying to unbutton her shirt again. Yeah. Angela gets this faraway look in her eye, and we get a flashback of little Angela and Peter covering their mouths and giggling as they see their father in bed with Lenny. We then see Angela and Peter sitting across from each other in a bed as the camera pans around them in a circle. And Peter is pointing his finger at Angela, and every time the camera goes around, Peter is like a little bit closer to Angela. Before his finger makes contact, though, we're back to reality, and Angela's pushing Paul off of her and running away. But Paul calls after, but she keeps running.
Okay.
You're supposed to be confused.
Okay.
I was very confused. The following day, we see Jean and Mike explaining capture the flag to a group of campers. And as Mike talks, Jean is pretending to stick the flagpole in his mouth. It's like a little ridiculous, but it's funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Very
okay.
campy. And the campers are playing capture the flag. Angela and Paul are off to the side talking. And Paul is telling Angela that he still doesn't understand why she got so upset last night and that didn't do anything that bad, right?
Oh my God. Okay. No, it was pretty bad, dude.
And I'm like, maybe it's because he didn't listen to her.
Yeah, she said no.
Yeah. But Angela apologizes to Paul, telling him that she just wasn't ready. It's nothing to apologize for, girly pop. She tries to keep talking, but Paul interrupts her, putting his arm around her and telling her that he understands. Angela pushes him away, saying, like, please don't. And Paul then asks, sounding really frustrated, like, what's the matter with you? I know.
Wow,
I know.
Paul,
I know.
you're getting on my shit list.
You're getting on the other shit list.
You know what? No, you're already on it. That's it.
Yeah.
You can die.
Angela just tells him that she has to go before walking away. And Paul calls after her, but Judy approaches, telling Paul to let her go. I don't know why you keep bothering with her, Judy tells Paul. She's so small.
Oh my God.
What do you know? Paul retorts. And Judy's like, I know a lot of things. With like a big flirty smile.
Yeah. Oh my God. Stupid.
Angela is walking down the road, and Ricky catches up to her, telling her he needs her help because he's got a great plan to get the flag. They have to cut through the woods and sneak up behind them. So she'll go one way, he'll go the other. They can't miss.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Angela's not really having it though, telling Ricky like she really doesn't feel like playing. But Ricky's like, oh, come on, help me out, will you? I can't do it by myself. Like, please. He then explains that after they get the flag, they'll win and then she won't have to play anymore. Angela reluctantly agrees and they make their way through the woods. Ricky explains the plan, what it is, and then they're off. But Ricky hears some voices in the woods and he sees Judy and Paul are making out. And Angela sees them too, and she runs off through the woods. Paul follows her, calling out her name, and Judy's like,
oh, Paul sees her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judy's like, hey, where are you going? But she's laughing, like all proud of herself. And Ricky walks by her and says, you're a real scumbag, Judy. You know that. Fuck you, Ricky, she claps back. You're just jealous. And Ricky just flips her off as he walks away, and Judy calls out, same to you. But as Ricky's walking away, it like looks like she gets this like sad look on her face, but we don't care.
I don't give a shit.
Bitch.
Yeah, she's a bitch. She can like, whatever.
Yep. Later that day, Angela is sitting on a bench by the lake when Paul approaches her and asks her if he can sit down. He sits down anyway, though, before she can even answer. But Angela's like,
that's what I would do. Can I eat this?
Wait for consent.
Yes, very, very true.
But Angela isn't even looking at him. She's just looking away, and Paul tells Angela that he's really sorry about what happened before. I don't know what happened, he said. She just wouldn't leave me alone.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Angela remains silent and just is looking forward. And Paul's like, come on, Angela, give me another chance, will ya? Judy shows up out of nowhere because the bitch is everywhere. And
I love it. That's a nice line.
the bitch is everywhere.
Yeah.
In her snooty voice, she's like, oh, back together so soon? Boy, Angela, you sure are forgiving, especially after he told me what a prude you are.
Wow.
Paul looks at her in shock, and there's this like super dramatic sound effects, like, oh my God, did she just say that? It's really funny.
Oh, I can't wait to hear
It's so
it.
funny. It's hilarious. And Judy continues, what was the word you used? Oh. Judy continues, that is the word you used, Paul, isn't it? And Paul is just like, I gotta go before getting up and walking away.
Whoa, he did use that word? Well,
Apparently,
fucking asshole. Yeah, well, he's on my shit list anyways.
he's there anyway.
I know people don't deserve to die if they mess up or they're a little bit of an asshole, but I love these slasher movies because
Exactly.
I don't care. Just
No,
kill them.
just kill them all. Judy laughs again, like super proud of herself, and she's like, bye, Paul. And Angela stares at her, and Judy just says, but it's not a big deal. And Angela is staring at her pretty hard and like looks pretty pissed. And Judy then suggests a swim, saying, what do you say we get that beautiful bod of yours into the water? Hmm?
Yes, please, Angela, murder her, drown her.
No, Judy says that to Angela.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Angela, you say yes, and then you drown that bitch.
We jump to Ricky, who is just walking along his merry way as he passes Mel. And they greet each other, but Mel continues to talk, telling Ricky, seems we haven't had much of a chance to talk. How's your summer been so far? Ricky looks distracted and like he just wants to keep walking. Instead, he answers like, all right, I guess. And Mel's like, just all right? Well, it would have been better if there were more guys around. It's kind of hard to get a ball game up now, you know? Ricky says. Mel agrees, saying it was a shame that so many people had to leave. And then we jump back to Angela and Judy, who is still fucking going. So how about it, Angela? Let's go for a swim. Oh, what's the matter? You afraid? Huh? Huh? Angela just keeps fucking staring,
Oh
and
my
Judy's
God.
getting pissed. Well, say something, you spoiled little bitch, she yells. Meg comes over and puts her arm on Judy's shoulder, asking what the problem is. And Judy answers, my good friend Angela here doesn't feel like going in the water today. And she says it in this like very whiny voice. And Meg mimics the whiny voice, saying, oh, she doesn't? Does she? I think I can fix that. And then Meg picks Angela up and puts her over her fucking shoulder. And Meg is pretty tall, and Angela's really small, so she's able to do it. Angela starts screaming, hitting Meg in the back, flailing her legs, but Meg continues to carry her towards the water.
My God, I would think that Meg is the fucking killer.
Right?
Shit.
Judy is just like hopping along next to them, waving at Angela and mocking her as she screams. And Mel,
Is Meg and Judy like sisters? Are Meg like fucking bitches?
right? Mel and Ricky are literally right there, and Ricky notices what's going on, so he tries to run and go help, but Mel like aggressively grabs his arm. Ricky tries to break free, shouting at Mel to let him go, but Mel holds on, shouting at Ricky, just like all those other times she gets into trouble and you run to her rescue. You try to take care of everybody. How are you going to do it this time? Another drowning or something worse?
Oh, so Mel thinks
Mel thinks it's Ricky. Yeah. Ricky continues to struggle in Mel's grip, shouting that he has no idea what Mel is talking about. Let him go. Like, his cousin is about to be thrown into the water.
Excuse me, Mel, you need to like fucking do your. This is your camp.
Mel claims that he saw Ricky those times and he believes Ricky is the killer. And Meg is still carrying Angela to the lake. And Judy is still along for the ride. Angela's screaming not to throw her in the water and that she doesn't know how to swim. And Mel has like lost it, yelling at Ricky, "You killed them to destroy me, didn't you? Didn't you?" And Ronnie finally intervenes, pulling Mel away from Ricky, yelling at him like, "Jesus Christ, Mel, like what the hell are you doing?" Mel's like, "Huh?" Like it's like literally like he's been like snapped out of a daze or something.
Fucking so stupid. Oh my God.
Meg throws Angela in the water, and Ricky takes his chance, screaming Angela's name and sprinting towards them.
I would think she'd be able to swim.
She said she doesn't know how to swim.
Oh, they had life jackets on that day, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So Hal runs over. Hal is the lifeguard who
Oh, yeah,
found
yeah, yeah.
Penny, who was very fond of the word peckerhead, you
Mhm.
know? Hal runs over, and Hal and Ricky pull Angela out of the water into safety, and Meg and Judy are just standing there laughing. And Ricky guides Angela away, and Hal turns to them and says, "You're a real peckerhead. You know that, Meg?" I was
Oh.
dying. I was dying. He just loves that word.
You know what? That's perfect.
Yeah.
Hal's on my list of not that.
Yes, I love
Hal
Hal.
and Ronnie.
Hal and
So
Ronnie.
Hal, Ronnie, Ricky, and Angela. And I
And
hope
Gene. I like Gene.
is
Gene's
Gene
the
a good.
other male
Okay,
counselor.
I don't remember him too much, but I know that Angela is she's still my that guy, that killer. But she's on my list to not die, so I'll see.
Oh my gosh. As Ricky and Angela are walking away, Angela's still coughing, and they pass these four like little kids that think it would be funny to throw sand at them. I know, little assholes. Ricky calls them little fuckers, and another counselor yells, "Hey, animal, knock it off!" And Ricky guides Angela to the bench,
The
and
kids are animals, or
yeah,
okay, okay, I got it.
yeah, because they're like little animals.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Ricky guides Angela to the bench, and they sit down. Ricky's like trying to comfort her, telling her to calm down. It's okay now, and he promises that he's not gonna let them get away with this.
No, he's not the killer. I just don't believe it. Angela's the killer.
The screen fades to black, and it's later that night. All the camp counselors are gathered around, and they're getting their assignments for the night. There's a social that night in the rec room, so a majority of them are working. Another counselor, Eddie, it's funny that his name is Eddie,
Oh my
but
God, yeah.
another counselor, Eddie, is not happy because he has to take a bunch of the younger kiddos on a camping trip.
Mm.
The two people who are off that night are Jerry and Meg. Meg. Meg
Well,
is
finally her death is coming up.
Meg is super stoked to have the night off. She says goodbye to Susie and then goes up to Mel. So this was so out of nowhere and so confusing to me, but this is what they decided to do. So just as a reminder, Mel is really old. He's like okay, not really old, but he's like an older guy. Like I would say he's like in his like
Hmm.
60s. Okay, he's older. Um, Meg is not. She's
Okay.
like in her 20s, I would say, like early 20s. So Meg starts telling him that she has the night off. And remember that dinner you promised me up in your place?
Well, maybe she's one of those girls that's how she keeps a job.
I
But
guess.
it's like obviously she like likes him enough.
Right. So they agree on around 9:30. And after Meg walks away, Mel gets this, "Oh, would you look at that look on his face?" Yeah, I guess Meg wants him for whatever reason.
That's so funny.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm so into the daddy thing, but Mel is so not a daddy.
Oh, really?
Mel
Okay.
is not.
He's no zaddy or
He's
whatever.
no zaddy. No. No, no, no. He does not. I feel like zaddy or daddy is more like yes, you're older, but it's like a energy.
Yeah, it is probably like an
And
energy, yeah.
Mel is not
God, I
giving
hate
daddy
that.
vibes. Mel is giving like cowardly douchebag, like annoying vibes. I'm like, really, Mel? Ugh. You have all these male camp counselors, like all in their like little booty shorts that you can have, and you pick Mel?
That's funny.
Okay. Meg strolls into the bunk and Judy notices like there's a pep in her step and asks like, "Why are you so happy?" And Meg's like, "I have a date tonight." And Judy asks with who, and Meg just tells her that it's a secret. She then grabs her towel and goes to take a shower, but there's a line for the shower, and she's like, "I don't suppose you guys would let me go next, would you?" And the girls just like turn around and look at her, and she's like, "Didn't think so." So she goes back out to the bunk and asks Judy if the water is still on at the in the bunk next door, because you know how they all like consolidated.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Why would Judy know? She's the one that's a camp counselor.
Right? So that's a great question. But Judy confirms. So she goes next door to shower, and Angela just stares at her as she walks out. We cut to Meg in the shower, humming to herself, before we see the door of the bunk creak open. She's lathering her hands when we see someone stab a knife through the wall, but it goes like into Meg's back.
Thank you.
And our killer then proceeds to drag the knife down her spine.
You know what? Makes me very happy.
Blood spraying, just splitting Meg's back open.
Perfection.
They then push the curtain aside and put the knife under the water to wash the blood off before turning the shower off. You know, you can't waste water.
No, you can't work. No, that's actually so fucking funny.
I know. I know. I was like, okay. We cut to Eddie, who is leading the little youngins, yelling at them to stop fighting and grabbing an axe from another, telling him, like, this is not a toy.
I thought from Mozart. I thought Mozart had an axe now. I'm like,
No, no.
how
Where
did
did you
it?
get Mozart?
I forgot. Oh my
No,
gosh.
Eddie's the one who has to take all the littles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The little
I was
camping
just.
trip.
It's because we were talking about the knife, so I was thinking of Mozart, and I was like,
This is an axe.
I know. So I thought maybe he pulled out an axe.
Okay, well, no.
But he's gone,
Mozart's
right?
not even here. Like, I don't remember if Mozart is still here.
Yeah,
Or
he's
if he
probably
left. He
gone.
probably
At least he
left.
lived, because
Yeah.
he was on my live
Yes,
list. So
yes. I know. But we should do that. You should have a shit list, a kill list, and a live list.
yeah, you're right. And then a list of whatever, all the other characters or whatever. Start that next time.
The neutral characters that I
Yeah.
just don't really give a shit about. Like live or die, I don't care. He tells all the kiddos to set up while he goes to look for wood for the fire. And the kid that was holding the axe is like, "Can I come along?" And Eddie's like, "What are you, my shadow?" And then the kid looks kind of sad. So Eddie's
Aw.
like, "All right, like, come on, yes."
Yeah.
We jump to Paul, who is going into the social while Angela's coming out. He says hi, but Angela just asks him if he knows where Ricky is. Paul tells her that Ricky doesn't feel good, so he's lying down, but he might come by later. Angela keeps walking, but Paul stops her with a hand on her shoulder.
Don't touch her.
He tells her that he's really sorry about what he did. He knows it was wrong. He didn't mean what he said about her. He was just pissed off. At that moment, Judy comes out of the rec room with Mike. "Excuse us, kids," she says as she shoves them both so she can walk between them.
Oh my God.
"Don't they make a lovely couple?" she asks Mike. Angela and Paul look after her, and Paul's like, "I really hate that girl." And I'm like, "Me too, Paul."
Yeah.
So, Paul turns back to Angela and continues to plead with her, like, "Please forgive me. Please give me another chance. Would you?" And Angela tells him to meet her at the waterfront after the social. And she walks off, and he's like, "I'll be there." Like, all triumphant.
Oh, you're gonna die.
We cut to Eddie and the youngins all sleeping on the ground in sleeping bags, and one of them, the same one that's his shadow, I believe, calls out to him saying, like, "I'm cold." And he keeps whining, saying he's cold and he wants to go home. And poor Eddie, who is asleep, is like, "Y'all are some pains in my fucking ass." But he concedes, telling them, "All right, get to the car and we'll go back to camp."
Oh, that's funny.
And we see that four of the kiddos are still asleep on the ground in their sleeping bag, and Eddie just leaves them there for a second as he follows the other kids to the car. We then get a POV shot of someone watching from the bushes.
He leaves the kids? Well, I guess it's probably not that far of a drive.
Yeah,
I
well, but
think.
he's like taking the kids to the car and then probably coming back to wake these kids up to
Yeah.
take them to the car.
Oh yeah, because they're like all cold and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ominous music starts to play, and the POV shot continues as our killer, whoever they are, approaches the kids and looks down to see an axe on the
Oh my
ground.
God, this does Angela kill him because they threw sand on her?
We cut to Mel entering the rec
Oh.
hall. Yeah, it was like, God damn it, no dead kids.
Fine.
Fine. But, wait. Yeah, be
Okay.
patient, my dear, my dear. We cut to Mel entering the rec hall. He goes to Susie, asks her if she's seen Meg, and Susie tells Mel that Meg is off tonight. And Mel's like, yeah, I know that. She was supposed to meet him an hour ago. Susie asks if he's checked the bunk, and Mel says not yet. He then tells her that if she sees Meg, tell her he's looking for her before leaving the rec hall. We cut to Judy and Mike making out on her bed. Judy pulls away angrily and says, do you have to kiss so wet?
Ew. I know exactly what you mean.
Unfortunately, I do too.
Oh man, yeah.
Yep. He just says sorry, and they continue kissing until they hear a noise. Judy tells him to get under the bed before she lies down, grabs a magazine, and tries to look like very casual.
Oh, Judy's gonna die.
Mel enters the bunk,
Oh,
and Judy greets him. He seems surprised to see her and asks if she's going to the social. Meg tells him that she's tired and she just wanted to go to bed early. And then Mel asks her if she's seen Meg, and Judy tells him that the last time she saw Meg, she was next door taking a shower. Mel asks when that was, and Judy tells him it was sometime before dinner. Mel thanks her and is about to leave before turning back around and telling her, you know, you could ruin your eyes reading in the dark like that.
that's funny.
Yeah. Judy just like smiles, just like, awkward smile, and then Mel leaves. And as soon as he leaves, Mike gets out from under the bunk and tells Judy that he better go. Judy gets
Yeah.
pissed, saying, like, he
Why?
just got here.
Yeah.
And Mike tells her he doesn't want to get caught. Cut the crap, Mike. He won't be back, and you know it, Judy says. Mike just tells her he'll see her tomorrow, and says all snooty, like she does, saying, like, don't bet on it.
Judy, sorry, Mike is not interested in you either anymore.
Mike walks towards the door, and Angela. No, why do I keep saying Angela? Mike walks towards the door, and Judy calls him a chicken shit. He turns around and looks at her, and she just glares back, and then he leaves, and Judy grabs her pillow and puts it in her lap, all like, oh, angry. I'm Judy. We jump to Mel, who has just entered the bunk that Meg was in. He calls out for her, but gets no response. He walks into the bathroom, looking around, and he's about to pull the shower curtain to the side. Before he can, though, we get a jump scare of Meg's body falling out of the shower, and we see her back basically on her spine, like split open.
Wow.
Oh my God, Mel cries. Not you, Meg!
He's like the only girl who liked
The
me.
only girl who likes me. He looks away and gets this angry look on his face. He did this to get back at me, he says.
Mel is fucking crazy.
Mel is crazy.
I don't know why he's against like the kids. I would think it was an adult killing people, not even a kid, but whatever.
Maybe it is. He continues, I had him. I had him and let him go.
Oh my God.
Forgive me, Meg. Please forgive me. I'll stop him. I've got to stop him. He won't get away, Meg. He'll never get away from me again.
What the fuck?
And by the end of this rant, he's like shaking his fist and looking super determined.
I love the camp. I love it.
It's such good camp.
Yeah, such
it's
good camp.
such good camp. He glances at Meg's body one last time before leaving the bunk.
Stupid.
You're gonna like this scene. We cut back to Judy, who is curling her hair with a curling iron. And
At night?
what else is she gonna do?
You're right. She doesn't want to read.
She's gonna ruin her eyes that way. She hears footsteps, so she calls out, Mike, that you? No answer as the door swings open and we see a silhouette. It looks like Ricky, but it's hard to tell.
It's Angela for sure.
Who is that? Judy calls out. Our killer walks in and closes the door. Judy is very unbothered and just says, well, whoever it is, don't turn the light on or else we'll have to go to the stupid social. We get a POV shot of our killer walking towards Judy and stopping right in front of her. Now that she can see who it is, Judy's like, oh, it's you. What do you want? Well, and then she gets knocked the fuck out. Like our whoever our killer is just knocks her
Oh
out,
my God, I love it.
just decks her right in the face, and then places a pillow on her face before grabbing the curling iron. And all we see is the shadow of the curling iron, ominous music playing. And then the shadow disappears, and we hear muffled screaming and groaning, along with the shadow of Judy's hands just reaching out and like convulsing. And then we hear a kind of sizzling sound. And eventually, Judy's hand falls back down, and her groaning quiets, and our killer puts her body under the bunk. And although we don't see anything, except for like the shadow, it has been confirmed that Judy was vaginally penetrated with a burning hot curling iron.
Oh shit. Oh, whoops. Oh my God. I don't know if it's Angela then. Because that's really fucked up. Oh.
And I actually kind of like that they don't show you anything, but like you just have, like, you get to come up with this mental image of a burning hot curling iron just
I was
going.
wondering if they like shoved her in her ear like
No,
that.
no,
Oh my God.
just right up on in there.
I guess I'm sticking with Angela. It's being the killer, but shit, that's rough. If it's multiple killers, that'd be fun.
The like OG Scream, like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
they did
yeah,
it
yeah.
before Scream.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You're gonna find out real soon. We cut to Eddie, who is walking back to the woods to get the rest of the kids that were sleeping. When he gets there, though, he sees that all four kids have been hacked to death in their sleeping bags.
Okay, shit, man. Okay, I don't think it's Angela. That's a little bit too crazy.
Eddie, like, legit throws up, which
Wow, I
relatable,
cannot believe that the kids got hacked up.
and then starts running, screaming for help. We then cut to Ricky, who is heading back to the rec hall to get something to eat. One of the counselors, Jeff, tells him that the social is over and he needs to go back to his bunk. Ricky pleads with Jeff, telling him that he was just lying down, that dinner last night was really shitty, just let me grab something really quick. Jeff concedes, tells him to be quick, and Ricky thanks him and makes his way into the rec hall.
Yeah, see, I don't think it's Ricky.
We see the lights turn off, and Ricky leaves holding like a bunch of snacks, and he's munching on something walking through the camp. We hear a phone ring and someone answer in the background. It's Eddie who's calling Ronnie, telling him what he found. And we hear Ronnie say, like, oh God, no, before a hand reaches out and grabs Ricky by the throat. Ronnie is still talking on the phone, asking, three of them, four of them? Listen, I'll get them now. Right now, I will. I just don't believe it though. We cut back to Mel, who has Ricky in a headlock, and it's
Oh, okay. I was like, what the
who's not
fuck?
Ricky? But it's Mel. He's like, I got you now, you little monster. Now it's my turn. And Ricky is trying to fight him off, yelling, like, get the fuck off of me, leave me alone. But Mel is not letting go. You killed that Benny and Billy, just like you left Meg, Mel screams before he smacks Ricky in the face. Ricky falls to the ground, yelling, like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I didn't do nothing. But Mel gets on the ground and keeps slapping him as Ricky continues to shout, but he didn't do anything. But Mel starts beating him with closed fists, like both of them, screaming, liar, liar, liar.
Mel's fucking crazy, dude.
Uh-huh.
I feel like maybe Mel's the killer at this point, because like shit. No, it's Angela. I'm sticking with my original answer.
We then get to Ronnie, who's asking another counselor, Marie, to find all the counselors and have them meet in his shack right away. We then cut to Mel still beating the fuck out of Ricky and screaming liar. Soundtrack is like bopping.
Oh, really? Ooh, nice.
He finally stops and says, I got him. Just like I promised, Meg. I got him. He then realizes that he should probably go because just almost we don't know if he's killed Ricky or
Oh, I hope
not.
Ricky's alive.
So he runs out of the woods and stops before his eyes get wide. It can't be you, he says. We see someone a little bit away from him and they're holding an arrow. It can't be. It can't be, he repeats before the arrow flies and pierces him right through the neck.
Fuck yeah, Mel, you deserve it.
Rip Nell.
No, yeah, no, no rip, Mel. Do not rest in peace, Mel.
RIH, rest in
Yeah,
hell.
yeah, exactly. Thank you.
We jump to a cop car pulling up. Ronnie and some other counselors there to meet him. And Ronnie tells the officer that he filled all the counselors in. Officer says great, and then tells them to get back to their kiddos and make sure everyone stays inside.
Wow.
Susie runs up to Ronnie, telling him that Angela and Judy are both missing. Jean then approaches, asking like what's going on, and Ronnie tells him that there's a killer on the loose and make sure nobody leaves the bunk for any reason. Jean tells Ronnie that Paul and Ricky haven't come back yet either. The counselors then disappear into pairs to look for the missing campers. We see Paul by the lake, presumably waiting for Angela, and he's looking impatient and pacing before Angela shows up. I didn't think you were going to show, Paul tells her, and Angela just turns around and says, let's go swimming.
I
Now,
fucking Angela. Angela. Okay.
now, Paul exclaims, but what about our clothes? Angela just tells him to take them off. Paul gets all excited and he's like, okay, before starting to strip. We then cut to the office and Jean searching the woods. They come across Ricky's body.
Oh my God.
Face is all bruised and bloody from Mel's beating. Ricky starts coughing, and it's revealed that he's still alive. He's still alive. And Jean is carrying Ricky back to camp when we hear screaming. The officer goes
Hey,
running,
also.
and the counselors have found Meg's body. And one of them, it's so horrible, one of them cries, sobbing into the chest of the other.
Oh my God, calm down.
I know. Susie and Ronnie are still searching, and they're calling out for Angela, Judy, Ricky, and Paul. Then they hear something that sounds like singing. And the song sounds like one that we heard Meg humming in the shower, like right before she was killed.
Okay.
It's dark, so it's hard for them to see, but Ronnie and Susie recognize Angela. And it looks like she's naked and stroking Paul's hair where it looks like he's lying with his head in her lap.
Uh-huh.
Ronnie and Susie are calling to her, asking if she can hear them, but she just keeps singing. Ominous music starts to play before we are taken to a flashback. We're back when Angela went to go stay with her Aunt Martha and Ricky right after the accident. We hear Aunt Martha in that eccentric way she talks, and she's talking to little Angela, whose head is wrapped in bandages. Oh, you're going to enjoy living with us so much. Yes, I know you are. As a welcome home present, I bought you such wonderful new clothes. I just hope that Richard doesn't get jealous that I didn't get him anything. Oh, but then he is just a dear. I'm sure that he won't mind. You see, I've always wanted a little girl. But of course, when my husband left. Oh well, that's all water under the bridge, as I always say. Water under the bridge. But it certainly will be a nice surprise when Richard comes home to find a little girl in the house. Yes, I've always dreamed of a little girl just like you. I mean, we already have a boy, so another one simply would not do. Oh, no, absolutely not. A little girl would be so much nicer. Don't you think so, Angela? Such a lovely name. Why, I believe it means angel. Why, yes, I'm sure it does. I know you're going to like that name. Won't you, Peter? In that moment, Peter slash Angela finally lifts his head and we're immediately taken back to the beach. Angela snarling, chest covered in blood, as we see Paul's decapitated head roll on the ground. Susie covers her mouth in horror as Angela's naked body is revealed to be a boy. He's standing there, rigid, mouth wide open, and eyes open just as wide, letting out this hiss, snarl, growl. I'll try to do it. It's like, ah, I like that. And we get a freeze frame on Angela slash Peter's creepy ass face as the credits start to roll.
Wow. I was like thinking about it. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of funny if it was like actually the other one that survived but it's like, no, that's like really like that'd be really hard to fake. That fucking doctor, that aunt, such a crazy bitch too.
And I will say, because I've seen this movie quite a few times, and I will
No.
say that when I watched it this time around, it was the first time I noticed that you actually can tell at the beginning that it's Peter who survived because Angela has like little pigtails in her
Uh-huh.
hair as a kid, and Peter doesn't. So you get just a glimpse, like a very short glimpse, but you can tell, like, it's Peter.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't notice that. So
I love that. Wow, I'm excited to see this movie.
I can't wait for it because the end where while it like
That's
the
so creepy.
face,
I'm gonna have nightmares now.
the creepy open mouth hissing growling face is like that's what this movie is like known for is that last shot of her just being like
Oh my God, that's so horrible.
it's horrifying. It's horrifying.
Oh fuck. Okay. Well, that was great.
Oh, if you have made it this far, thank you so much
Thank you.
because this was long, but I mean, I had to include all of those
You
details. They
had
were
to.
all
No,
so
they're actually
important.
really, really cool.
Yeah, so I tried. I like read through it and I'm like, no, I can't get rid of anything. We need all of this in there to get the full experience. But um yeah, we're gonna go watch this movie and we'll be back for the post-movie discussion.
Yep.